this last year, I'll say it again, I actually do play some mobile games. I do. All right, the ones that I play are free to play or incredibly inexpensive, like you spend $1 here or there to make progress.
This one's for all my baby girls.
Got me that gotcha. I love it. Got me that gotcha. Begging for fucking tips and shit on street. It's WWE Champions time. I'm stupid. WWE game plays like Candy Crush. Moving gems around, breaking colored gems. I love it. Again, it's pay to win. The more money you sink into it, the more characters you can summon, the higher chance you'll get the better characters, etc., etc. All right. Got me that gotcha. I love it. Got me that gotcha. Begging for fucking tips and shit on street. Gotcha. Got me that gotcha. Thanks for the money, dummies. Supercar. That was a mobile game I played like 5-6 years ago, a lot. For about a year, I played it pretty hardcore. All right, even at that point, that was before everything kind of fell apart with YouTube and everything. I was putting a little bit of money into it. I was playing for the top cards. I was playing the shit out of that game, okay? After about a year, they launched what they called Season 2, which reset all the cards in the game and made all your progress essentially worthless. And I said, this game fucking sucks. What a complete waste of time that this was, all right? Now, I do have a favor to ask, okay? I mentioned this on tonight's late stream. I'm going to probably be mentioning it on every stream this week. Here's the deal. This week, I have 2 very large bills due. But then, I also have my day off on Wednesday. I'm bringing this up because I need you to refocus your support if you were already planning on supporting me this weekend.
This one's for all my baby girls.
Phil's a joke, Phil's a clown.
Fucking loser.
Phil's this, Phil's that.
He's a loco.
Phil's a beggar. Phil's a beggar. Phil's a joke, Phil's a clown. Phil's this, Phil's that.
Always going broke.
Phil's a beggar.
He's a loco.
Phil's a beggar.
If you think that someone who has to live day to day on tips and shit is funny, oh, so hilarious that this guy has stuff financially tight. Ha 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 ha. No, it's not fucking funny. Now shut up.
Phil's a joke, Phil's a clown. Phil's this, Phil's that.
He's a loco.
Phil's a beggar.
Begging.
Phil's a beggar. Phil's a joke, Phil's a clown.
Always going broke.
Phil's this, Phil's that.
He's a loco.
Phil's a beggar.
He's a loco.
Phil's a beggar. That's not begging.
Okay, I'll be honest, it makes me nervous because I've noticed recently there's actually been an uptick in super chats, which is great. It helps the channel long term, and certainly I'm not being ungrateful. And if that's the only way that you can contribute or support the channel, great. If you can help me and tip me, please do. That's what I need help with right now, okay? Again, I'm not asking for anything above and beyond. You know idiots will come out in prayers. Phil's saying he wants you to pay directly.
This dude is a piece of fucking garbage.
Yesterday was a really slow day for me on stream. I didn't make a lot of support yesterday. It's you guys and you know how much you're liking the content I'm doing in a given day, how much you can afford to support that content. Can you argue it's a begging model? I mean, I guess.
This dude is a piece of fucking garbage.
I need this money, I get this money, beg for this money, I want the money. The only time I chill is when I pay my bills. The only time I get to chill is when I spend the bills.
Scumbags and mental cases on the internet still support I'm a beggar and I'm a loser and I'm on level 1. And I can't go on a honeymoon with my wife. I'm paycheck to paycheck. I'm on level 1.
I need this money, I get this money, beg for this money, I want the money. The only time I chill is when I pay my bills. The only time I get to chill is when I spend the bills. I need this money, I get this money, beg for this money, I want the money. The only time I chill is is when I pay my bills. The only time I get to chill is when I spend the bills.
If you are watching his shows and you're paying his bills, you're a fucking loser. You should not support this guy. He had the opportunity to make serious money to entertain you, and he wouldn't do it. But you're gonna still fucking give him $200? You're gonna give him $50 to pay his fucking bills? Nah, you got a job. You keep your money. Fuck that guy.
I understand that people right now are so hyped for the gifted memberships, and I'm very grateful for that. I mean, thank you. But I hope that that doesn't mean that people are going to forego tipping, because that would put me in a bad situation. And in particular, I don't know why you guys, okay, why are you laughing? Grocery shopping, tips. Meal with my wife, tips. Coming up, my day off on Tuesday, tips. Nintendo Online, tips. Bills and stuff, tips. Tips are the liquidity of my business. Why are you laughing? Oh, so hilarious that this guy has stuff financially tight. I literally can't afford stuff on Tuesday on my day off, and you're gonna laugh? Oh, it's funny. When you can't go and do something with your family on your day off, your one day off for the week when you're working full-time 6 days a week, that's funny, right? No, it's not fucking funny. Now shut up. Grocery shopping, tips. Meal with my wife, tips. Coming up, my day off on Tuesday, tips. Nintendo Online, tips. Bills and stuff, tips. Tips are the liquidity of my business. Grocery shopping, tips. Meal with my wife, tips. Coming up, my day off on Tuesday, tips. Nintendo Online, tips. Bills and stuff, tips. Tips are the liquidity of my business. Huh? Huh? Huh?
This one's for all my baby girls.
Now, what does the sugar do in the sauce?
Adds sweetness, adds a contrast. If you don't, it's all going to be tartness, and you won't have any
It's going
kind
to be
of sweetness
acidity
to
from
the sauce.
tomatoes.
Right, you'll have
And then spice.
tart and it's acid and nothing else. Alright. So now we got to stir all that in, and then we add our final ingredients, and then the meat.
This one's for all my baby girls.
Italian wife. Italian wife. Italian bills. Italian dark side fifth. Italian wife. Italian wife. Italian chill. Italian can't give her a pill. I'm half kind of European mix. European style, Asian fusion style tips. Greasy hair. Pasta once a week. The authentic style, Asian fusion style, Italian.
Guess what else we're going to add?
What?
Sausage. Italian sausage. That's going to go in here too.
I love sausage. I have had many varieties.
Italian wife. Italian wife. Italian bills. Italian dark side fifth. Italian wife. Italian wife. Italian chill. Italian can't give her a pill. Why do you pretend to be Italian? I don't. I'm not full-blooded Italian. That'd be ridiculous for me to claim. I am a quarter Italian. I am 1/4 Polish, and then I'm half kind of European mix. It complements the flavor perfectly. And it's so weird because it's nothing like any other cuisine. It really isn't. I can't even tell you another cuisine that tastes like that. But it's so good. And what I like about Mediterranean food is usually when you get it, you get such a good variety of stuff. Like I got, it came with hummus and pitas. You dip the pitas in the hummus, and that was delicious. Robust. Insanely flavorful chicken. It's not dry. It's freaking robust. Give me this dipping sauce. Garlic infused dipping sauce. Robust. I will tell you guys is thus. Robust. Robust. It came with their rice, which is the seasoned rice. The tastes, again, it tastes kind of different from other cultures' rices. It has peas and carrots, but it's also got this unique seasoning in it that's really good. And then also a side salad, which was like lettuce, tomato, onion, robust, insanely flavorful chicken. It's not dry. It's freaking robust. Give me this dipping sauce, garlic infused dipping sauce. Robust. I will tell you guys is thus. Robust. 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 We went and got dinner. Now, this was a double-edged sword. We knew that the restaurant we were going to was probably going to be good. It was a very high-end, Chinese style.
Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Hello everyone, even before we properly start, we've got a super chat from Stuart Gascoigne. Thank you very much. He says, have a great stream and well done spotting WWE. I'm not going to try and claim credit for being the first one to have spotted it. I woke up quite early this morning, bloody dogs woke me up early, but then I was checking Twitter just because I had to do something while the dogs were doing their business or whatever, reading out, and lo and behold, I see on Twitter and I see uploads as well on YouTube from like Aquatito and Poems Mystery on Twitter. They're all talking about this revelation from the Daily Crap. And holy shit, it looks like it's happened. And obviously, the way I done my video was to show conclusively. Obviously, this is DSP's video where I was on his channel. You could see me on his channel conclusively, and I clicked his video, and it looks damn sure like it's WWE Champions on that damn phone. So yeah, obviously it's one of those things, even though other people have done a video before me, I don't want to say this because it's going to make me sound a bit conceited, but I've been doing quite well for like video uploads lately, for like getting like traction. So, but at the same time, I wanted to make sure some people got the relevant shout outs that they deserve. So Aquateel was like one of the first videos I saw about it, and Poems Mystery was one of the first tweets I saw about it. He really had some good tweets covering it as well when it first happened, which is why I linked those guys in the description. Because even though it's like there's like the possibility my videos might get a bit more traction, those guys, that's how I found out about it, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's I just kind of wanted to get the word out there, and also share the Twitter feeds for Poems Mystery. He does great stuff for on Twitter for covering DSP stuff, you know. And obviously Aquateel as well is back uploading videos, which is great. We all missed Aquateel, so it's good to have them back. And yeah, I mean, I'm glad people also enjoyed the video, and I just tried to make it in a way which showed it as definitely Phil's video. And, you know, and then also show the evidence that we had so far as well, that it was actually a screen grab from the game. And TJ Gamebox conclusively as well confirmed it. He plays the game himself, he's the one that tracks DSP stuff, and he knows what that screen is. It's like a faction feud screen, or whatever, you know. It pairs up almost damn perfectly. So yeah, it looks like Phil's trying to avoid all sort of kind of admission of guilt. You know, it looks like his morning tweet, he didn't mention it at all. Let's get a bingo card set up really early, guys. Actually, I mean, hang on, I bet it'll be 72 plus hour sub-only mode. I'm on his account right now. Right now it's 24 hours. I can't refresh his stream though. Let me refresh his stream. He might have updated it. Nope, 24 hours it still is, although he might not have gone to... Well, he's not said anything in his channel yet. It's a faction feud with in-game chat open, says Dashy. Okay, thank you very much. I knew it was something like that, yeah. Stuart Gascoigne, it's okay. You don't... I'm just happy if people can come for a wee bit, it's okay. I wish I would meet some saying time zones, maybe miss like Anne's stream. I heard it kind of got covered on, it was like Anne done the fighting game stream, as Anne usually does. And it's great that Anne's back, by the way, you know, doing the streams as well. So at least even for like the fighting games, it's great to have Anne back on YouTube again, because fuck Twitch. I know he's kind of focusing on Twitch mainly, but fuck Twitch. I don't like Twitch. I like Anne, I don't like Twitch. But yeah, it's good to see him, you know, stream on YouTube occasionally. But yeah, as I was saying, I added phone stuff to the bingo card because I feel he might kind of briefly mention it. But phone stuff covers a lot of things. He might talk about it, and he might not talk about it, but if he uses his phone, if he talks about his phone, that's going to be a tick. So there we go. I just thought phone stuff would cover a wide variety of things. I am not going to put WWE on there. Phone stuff must be rewarded today. I was going to suggest that, but I didn't want to, because whenever I suggest it, things go wrong. But because someone else suggested it, it can be the thing we use today. Right, guys, pick a number. We're just going to get this sorted early and immediately. And then we'll play some more music, but I'll keep an eye out and see if anything interesting happens with DSP between now and the stream starting. So if anything does happen, obviously we can interrupt the music and all that shit. First number I saw was from Cabane saying 4. Boo on, you're not Prophet, stop saying 69. Only Prophet may 69. It may say 69. The first number I saw was Cabane saying 4. So I'm going to show you my browser, just so you know I'm not being sneaky with the thingy, with the, you know, the... Oh, but by the way, I have called this, it used to be called the Level 1 Podcast Bingo, it used to be called that, but I didn't want to get any, you know, cease and desist orders from Phil, because he calls his show the Level 1 Podcast, so I just removed the word the. That means it's perfectly acceptable for me to call this Level 1 Podcast Bingo. Sound good? Sound good, yeah? So Level 1 Podcast Bingo without the word the means it's perfectly fine. So this is, also this is the whole fucking pre-stream, whatever, you know, but the start is the Level 1 Podcast. Don't have to fucking worry about any, you know, cease and desist orders, because I just call this Level 1 Podcast Bingo from now on. I'm not going to have to, you know, worry about Phil chasing after me, demanding I stop. Completely different name. So, we're doing phone. We're doing the phone, and we're doing card number 4, was it? Did Cobain say 4? Let me refresh myself and say refresh. So let me scroll up briefly. Yeah, Cobain said 4. So we're doing the 4th bingo card. So there's the first one, this is the second one, this is the third one, and the 4th bingo card is right here. Ah, shit, Soundbox. No, we're redoing this, guys. I'm removing Soundbox. Guys. The Soundbox is broke, he's not going to use it. I was debating this last stream, and people convinced me to keep in Soundbox. And I said, okay, and Soundbox never happened because the damn thing's broke. So I'm removing Soundbox now because the damn thing's broke. And I'm going to read it because I knew I was forgetting something. I didn't know what the rest of the card was like. I'm still going to do phone stuff, I'm still going to do card number 4, but I am removing fucking Soundbox because that thing is broken. So, I'm going to do this again properly. Generate another 1,000 bingo cards. Search phone and do the 4th one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. The 4th bingo card has this. We've got interactive, Chair Creek, life. I forgot that was a bingo term. Life, self-brag, and bills. Lip smack, content, food talk. What I mean by that is, and something style. Goal. Hateful, slurs, snort, lean and ban, and weird noise. Lean and ban means we get to see chat. And it also means I don't really pause it until he leans in someone, which today is likely to do very early on. Then we've got honest, alright, me, re-mode, sound good, and him just laughing. And finally we've got him standing up randomly, support, phone stuff, react, and him burping. I think that's quite a strong card. I like it. The one I'm not very confident about is perhaps him standing up. He might not stand up today. I don't know. But whatever, I'm going to say that this is the bingo card, this is what we're going with. This is our bingo card. I am going to save it right now before I fucking forget or lose it like I did last time. I still can't believe I did it last time, like 2 streams ago. But let me save it and secure it. So we're at 24th of July. I believe July's almost over already, man. Doesn't time fly when you're playing bingo? And the thing is saved. This card is secured and safe. So let's enjoy some music, and I'll keep an eye on DSP stuff, like on Twitter or in this chat. And if anything interesting does happen, I will bring it to your attention. But for now, let's just enjoy some music, from Meerkat. So, play some tunes.
Asian fusion style restaurant, okay?
It's been a rough year. Why does Phil always have to mention that there's a tips goal on the stream? And why does he have to mention if it's a slow day for contributions? And why does he have to bring that up?
Big ups to your dad.
Very slow day for support. Please tip me. I need tips tonight. I jump on stream. Obviously, I need tips. Pay my taxes, pay my back taxes, pay my utilities, pay my mortgage, pay my internet bill, pay my utilities. Very slow day for support. Been 47 minutes, and only the third tip of the day. I really appreciate that. I need that way more. Pay my taxes, pay my back taxes, pay my utilities, pay my mortgage, pay my internet bill, pay my utilities. I'm positive.
Guys, I need to talk about something as well. I actually checked. We missed 2 things on the bingo yesterday. We missed him saying 2 things. So this is the bingo card from last night updated. We thought we only got 20 out of 25. We got 22 out of 25. I checked the transcript this morning, and Phil said voted within like the first 5 minutes. Just all of us missed him saying voted. And he also said interactive at some point, like after like 50 odd minutes into the stream. The problem is Phil is so boring to listen to that even if he says something that's on the card, he just bores us all to fucking sleep. And it's very likely we can miss these things. So that's what I'm saying. It's just kind of funny. I always heard him say interaction yesterday. Well, he actually said interactive completely outright. You know, even not even interaction, but interactive. He said that word. In fact, I can show you if you want. I'll show you exactly the process I do for it. So I'll go full screen and hang on. I'll just keep watching that wee screen for now, and I'll just fucking find it. 2 seconds. Where are we? Where are we?
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much, Stuart Gascoigne, for the £2 super chat. He says, what? No £1,000 marathon for new soundbox? Not yet. He's got to fucking go through his closet stream first coming up and worry about that, and then the PC fundraising stream perhaps, or whatever, even though it's behind the scenes help. And then have to worry about the soundbox and the camera and all. Who knows? It's literally like a watch battery or something it uses. It's so stupid. Right, guys, I am going to show you how I came across this. So, Level 1 podcast. So this is the Level 1 podcast. So this is why my bingo's okay now, because I don't call it the Level 1 podcast bingo anymore. I just call it Level 1 podcast. Remember, I get away with that. So Phil's got the in the title. So yeah, he's that's why I can do what I do. Right, so this is what I'm saying. I used transcript. So you can actually open a transcript here and I search for like voted. What happened there? I shouldn't have done that. Oh, because Control F didn't work. Voted. And there it is there. About less than 5 minutes in, voted actually came up. It's not about, in fact we can actually hear him say it if we fucking play it and thing.
Start up a new playthrough, which is, I'm excited because you guys had previously nominated and voted on games for this summer.
And that's what I'm saying, we missed it altogether. We just completely missed it. I missed it, you missed it, your granny missed it, neighbour missed it, everyone missed it. And he said interactive. It's only actually about 22 minutes in, look at that. So about 22 minutes, actually said interactive, and we all missed that as well.
Go back and with an interactive audience. That could be a fun, like...
That's what I'm saying. It's funny, that's what I'm saying. It's like Phil bores us all so much with his inane nonsense gibberish that it's so easy to miss that crap. Yeah, as you can see, it's still 24-hour mode, it looks like, on Phil's... let me refresh it just to be sure. 24 hours or longer, so he's not changed it yet to anything more. Phil's live. He's awake. Look at this. We were really surprised when we met him at a shelter. The people there were of the impression something was wrong with him because so many had passed him by for a possible rescue. It's talking about Jasper again. 2KJ is getting some love in the chat. He was declawed. We were kind of shocked, right? The only you'd fucking have a cat is if he was declawed. Phil's allergic to cats. He got that cat not because he wanted a cat. He got it purely for cat's benefit because he doesn't want her to leave him. Didn't get Leanna a cat, and she fucking bolted. And Phil didn't want the same thing to happen with this new woman. Right, okay, so Phil's awake. He's online. There's apparently no mention of a drama yet. He has tweeted, but he's not talked about the drama. I think before I went, he just ignored it happening. Yeah, I'm surprised it's that as well, although it could change. He's due to go live with him. Right, so I just thought I'd show you. So the bingo card, long story short, the bingo card is, we had voted and we had interactive. So Yeah, that's the As Dusk Bingo card. I actually got 23 out of 22 out of 25 and not 20 out of 25. But yeah, it's so easy just to miss Phil saying something. It really is. But yeah, let's enjoy some more music. And if Phil says or does anything dumb in between now and bingo starting, I'll bring it to your attention.
Positive guy, I focus on positivity. I tell you guys every day on my streams, I'm not a person who revels in hurting others to get over. I will put out positive, fun gameplay content for you guys, and I will continue to be successful that way. And if I fail, I fail, but at least at the end of the day, I can say, hey, it was a slow day. It's been a very slow day for support. Please tip me. I need tips tonight. I jump on stream. Obviously, I need tips. Pay my taxes, pay my back taxes, pay my utilities, pay my mortgage, pay my internet bill, pay my utilities. Very slow day for support. Been 47 minutes, and only the third tip of the day. I really appreciate that. I need that way more. Pay my taxes, pay my back taxes, pay my utilities, pay my mortgage, pay my internet bill, pay my utilities. Please tip me. I need tips tonight. I need to pay bills over the weekend. I appreciate those who contribute in any way, but please, if you can tip me, do that rather than these super chats and membership. I need that way more, okay?
I'll be the guy on level 1. I stream myself masturbating. I'll be the guy of life. I'll be the for the thousands of children. I'll be the guy on level 1. You're still on mission 1. I'll be the guy on level 1. Married happily, paycheck to paycheck happily, meaningful relationship, meaningful life with a family. And now, by the way, I have to raise money to pay 2 big bills next week. All my utilities are due next week. Tomorrow, if I stop streaming, I would not be able to get a job. So it would be the end of my life. But outside of that, everything else is good in my life. You know what I mean? So I'll be the guy on level 1. I stream myself masturbating. I'll be the guy of life. I'll be the for the thousands of children. I'll be the guy on level 1. You're still on mission 1. I'll be the guy. I'll be the thousands of children. Pay bills. I have to pay bills. I have to pay my taxes, pay my back taxes. I have to pay my mortgage, pay my internet bill. I have to pay bills. I have to pay bills, bitch. Taxes, I have to pay bills, bitch. Day to day, tips to tips, to pay bills and things. Eventually, things will get better. But kind of stuck right now with how things are. That's why I'm trying to make money. I have to pay bills. You know, I have to pay bills. I have to pay bills. I have to pay taxes. Bills. I have to pay bills. For people that are alive, for fucking people that are dead, you don't give a shit about anybody but yourself. You have no respect. Apologizing isn't just words. You have no respect. Do you value money more than our friendship? But that's the way of them saying, we want nothing to do with Phil at all moving forward. Let's make up a bunch of shit or twist a bunch of shit to make him sound bad because everyone hates him now anyway on the internet. So let's make him look like the villain so everyone will believe it, and we'll just be washing our hands of the whole situation and we never have to deal with him ever again. And you know what? Look what's happened. Literally, no one bugs them anymore, nothing. It's all, they're completely washed, the cans are clean. You have no respect for people that are alive, for fucking people that are dead. You don't give a shit about anybody but yourself. You have no respect
Finalizing isn't just words. It's I will not do this thing again.
You have no respect.
Because I feel bad about it.
He watches too much WWE. John starts getting text messages at 6 o'clock in the morning. That means it's like 2 o'clock in the morning there. So now, when you start reading them, you start looking at it, and it doesn't make any sense why he's even texting. Gotcha. I love it. Got me that gotcha. Gotcha. Begging for fucking tips and shit on street. It's WWE Champions. I'm stupid. WWE game plays like Candy Crush. Moving gems around. Breaking colored gems. I love it. Again, it's pay to win. The more money you sink into it, the more characters you can summon, the higher chance you'll get the better characters, etc., etc. Alright? Got me that gotcha. I love it. Got me that gotcha. Begging for fucking tips and shit on street. Gotcha. Got me that gotcha. Thanks for the money. Band. Why am I toxic? Band. Gone. Bitch. Fuck you and your mother. Fuck the trolls. Bitch. Fuck you and your mother. I'm just going to band. Why am I toxic? Band. Gone. Bitch. Fuck you and your mother. I'm just going to fuck you and your mother. That's right. In the United States of Phil, I am the supreme being. I make the rules. What I say goes. This is my land. A nice lean-in manual. Now, just because I can, I'll issue a lean-in manual ban. Band. Why am I toxic? Band. Gone. Bitch. Fuck you and your mother. Fuck the trolls. Bitch. Now, just because I can, I'll issue a lean-in manual ban. Band. Why am I toxic? Band. Gone. Bitch. Fuck you and your mother. I'm just going to fuck you and your mother. Tasty banana, put banana in my mouth. Tasty banana, I eat banana. Tasty banana, please the peeling comes in the milk. Put banana in my mouth. Squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth. Squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth. Act and talk a certain way with certain mannerisms, certain over-the-top reactions, screaming at the top of their lungs, jumping, flailing, doing weird things, constantly on camera. I eat banana, tasty banana, put banana in my mouth. Tasty banana, I eat banana, tasty banana. Please the peeling comes in the milk. Put banana in my mouth. Squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth. Squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth. I eat banana, tasty banana. Put banana in my mouth. Tasty banana. I eat banana, tasty banana. Please the peeling comes in the milk. Put banana in my mouth. Squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth. Squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth.
It's my day off. Might leave the game, but on it jerk off. It's my day off. Spend money on pulls and damn shit. It's my day off. Might go out with my bitch wife, can't give me money today. Give me money today.
This is where my fucking money goes to, everyone. Garbage dump, grocery shopping, pay my taxes, pet store, pay my bills, blowing his money on mobile games, blowing his money on this and that. I'm spending all this money buying DoorDash for my business. I need to put disgusting food in the mouths of my family members. Obviously, I need tips. Yes, I spend money on mobile games. Okay? These are my life priorities. Pay my taxes.
This my day off. Might leave the camera on and jerk off. This my day off. Spend money on posing damn shit. This my day off. Might go out with my bitch wife, can't give me money today.
Obviously, I need tips.
Give me money today.
This is where my fucking money goes to, everyone.
Shout out to the trolls.
For those who contributed, thank you. It would be great if we get a few more tips. To make up, earlier today, we did not hit the hat goal either. It's been a very slow day. It would be great if we could pick it up a little bit with maybe some contributions side with tips. If you can, just saying. You know, I know some people are super chatting or whatever, that helps long term, but right now I really can help. Tomorrow's my day off. The tips I'll have for my day off, you see?
Give me money today.
I'm the one who operated a successful YouTube channel.
Please tip me.
I'm the one who operated a successful YouTube channel.
Because I have bills coming up. Please pay my bills. I'm nervous. Draft for cash.
You better take a sip.
Please pay my bills. I'm nervous. Draft for cash.
Get a real fucking job.
I'm the one who operated a successful YouTube channel.
Please tip me.
I'm the one who operated a successful YouTube channel.
Because I have bills coming up.
They fucked me again, left and right, and my ass is so fucking stretched out at this point. It's time to push back. It's time to push back. I'm the one who operated a successful YouTube channel.
Please tip me.
I'm the one who operated a successful YouTube channel.
Because I have bills coming up. It complements the flavor perfectly. And it's so weird because it's nothing like any other cuisine. It really isn't. I can't even tell you another cuisine that tastes like that, but it's so good. And you know, what I like about Mediterranean food is usually when you get it, you get such a good variety of stuff. Like I got, it came with hummus and pitas. You dip the pitas in the hummus, and that was delicious.
Robust.
Insanely flavorful chicken. It's not dry. It's freaking
robust.
Give me this dipping sauce, garlic infused dipping sauce.
Robust.
I will tell you guys is thus.
Robust. Robust.
They came with their rice, which is the seasoned rice. The tastes, again, it tastes kind of different from other cultures' rices. It has peas and carrots, but it's also got this unique seasoning in it that's really good. And then also a side salad, which was like lettuce, tomato, onion,
robust,
insanely flavorful chicken. It's not dry. It's freaking
robust.
Give me this dipping sauce, garlic infused dipping sauce.
Robust.
I will tell you guys is thus.
Robust. Robust. Robust.
We went and got dinner. Now, this was a double-edged sword. Ladies and gentlemen, now it is time. It's a segment that everyone looks forward to. One of the highest rated segments of all time that I've ever done. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Phil's day off.
What's up, Piggy? Let's get it started.
Big up Meerkat.
It's my day off. Might leave the camera on and jerk off. It's my day off. Spend money on posing damn shit. It's my day off. Might go out with my bitch wife. Can't give me money today. Give me money today.
This is where my fucking money goes to every month. Garbage dump, grocery shopping, pay my taxes, pet store, pay my bills, blowing his money on mobile games, blowing his money on this and that. I'm spending all this money by DoorDash for my business. I need to put disgusting food in the mouths of my family members. Obviously, I need tips. Yes, I spend money on mobile games. Okay? These are my life priorities. Pay my taxes.
It's my day off. Might leave the camera on and jerk off. It's my day off. Spend money on posing dumb shit. It's my day off. Might go out with my bitch wife. Can't give me money today.
Obviously, I need tips.
Give me money today.
This is where my fucking money goes to every month.
Shout out to the trolls.
For those who contributed, thank you. It would be great if we get a few more tips. To make up earlier today, we did not hit the hat goal either. It's been a very slow day. It would be great if we pick it up a little bit with maybe some contributions tonight with tips. If you can. Just saying. You know, I know some people are super chatting or whatever. That helps long term. But right now, I really can help. Tomorrow's my day off. The tips I'll have for my day off, you see?
Give me money today.
Yesterday was a really slow day for me on stream. I didn't make a lot of support yesterday. It's you guys and you know how much you're liking the content I'm doing in a given day, how much you can afford to support that content. Can you argue it's a begging model? I mean, I guess.
This dude is a piece of fucking garbage.
I need this money, I get this money, beg for this money, I want the money. The only time I chill is when I pay my bills. The only time I get to chill is when I spend the bills.
Scumbags and mental cases on the internet still support I'm a beggar and I'm a loser and I'm on level 1. That I can't go on a honeymoon with my wife. I'm paycheck to paycheck. I'm on level 1.
I need this money, I get this money, beg for this money, I want the money. The only time I chill is when I pay my bills. The only time I get to chill is when I spend the bills. I need this money, I get this money, beg for this money, I want the money. The only time I chill is when I pay my bills. The only time I get to chill is when I spend the bills.
If you are watching his shows and you're paying his bills, you're a fucking loser. You should not support this guy. He had an opportunity to make serious money to entertain you, and he wouldn't do it. But you're gonna still fucking give him $200? You're gonna give him $50 to pay his fucking bills? Nah, you got a job. You keep your money. Fuck that guy.
Right, where do you even begin with WWE Champions stuff, guys? Where do you even goddamn begin? Most people know and accept by now he plays the game. Some people might not be aware of all the evidence that has actually been piled up against him. It started, somebody came across him in game. This is how it all started. Somebody in QB Farm said I was just playing WWE Champions, and I started playing against this guy. There's a screenshot of somebody playing, they call me DSP. That was how it all began. Somebody in QB Farms is like, by the way, I played this game and his name came up. I played against him. I don't know if it's the same one or not. I'll say some investigation happened, some digging done. This is where all the deep digging, yeah. It's where it all began essentially. Simply just someone came across him in a game one day and it all snowballed, and from there found out about all sorts. Found out about Discord groups, you know, and clan factions or whatever nonsense crap. And it's like, okay, but so he's in this clan, and this clan has this sort of Discord group, and it's like, oh, this Discord ID seems to match that Discord ID, but it's kind of similar. The profile pictures on the Discord were similar, because fucking Phil's, you know, mod Discord, I think, got leaked as well in about the same time, so it's like Andre Giant or something that was shown at the time. Something nonsense that way, anyway. It's funny though, because there is so much evidence that goes against him. And also, he tried to refuse it at the same time. Somebody ran an algorithm. They went and took every single one of Phil's tweets on Twitter, and they compared it with all the wording of the different, they call me DSP. And like there was like a huge similarity in terms of the writing style, with how some certain words were spelled. Even when you prolong words, like sometimes they would like write me with like 4 or 5 extra e's, and the Twitter one matched the WWE Champions one. So it's like the guy is apparently a different DSP on WWE Champions was writing me the exact same way as the actual DSP on Twitter. And then also some people kind of went into overdrive with it, and it's like, okay, we found out what faction Phil's in. Let's dox every single one of the guys in that clan, so Phil becomes so toxic to keep in that clan, that faction, whatever. Which is, I was like, fucking like yikes. That's a bit of a fucking yikes moment for sure. To seen that happen, but it kind of worked. Phil had to find new clans. He even made his own one very briefly and temporarily, and it got so bad for Phil. He ended up having to change his name, but he can't change a name normally on WWE Champions. He had to have asked Scopely behind the scenes to do that for him. And not only that, the name got changed to something which is impossible to make in the game. The number of characters and Down from the Rafters is too long to make in the game. So that is a personalised custom name that was specially done for Phil to try and mask his gaming habits in that game. But he has such a unique, extensive collection already built up, and he's got so much investment in that game that it wasn't actually too hard for all the detractors to find his new account. It was very easy to uncover what the new account was, and also because he's got such a unique roster and all the size of it. And then guys like TG Gamebox managed to calculate how much he's usually spending in the game because they play it themselves, and there's a calculation you can do for kind of the cost of packs, coin packs and all that, and what they spent in the game against, and the number of points they got for some event against Phil's points. It's all this kind of thing. All this evidence, the lineup as well. Don't get me started on the lineup, but some of these factions have certain requirements, so it's like we only communicate through the lineup. And if you register to the lineup, you've got to verify it as well. And Phil's number was registered and confirmed as verified on the lineup, which proved he used the lineup. That doesn't also prove that he used it for WWE Champions, but it proves that he used the lineup when he claimed he had no knowledge of what the lineup was. There's all this going against him. So much going against him evidence-wise. And this is probably one of the hardest bits of evidence we've ever seen of Phil having WWE Champions on his phone. Because we literally saw a screen, we've seen it on his video. He literally had the game on his phone. Now, did it show Down from the Rafters account on his phone? No. We just saw the game on his phone. There is still some wiggle room here for Phil potentially to try and wiggle his way out of it. But the fact of the matter is, we've been on this case for years now, since the bankruptcy. This came out, this was revealed during the bankruptcy. And this is the thing as well, he's using WWE Champion spending, pretending it is business expenses. This is why his business expenses are so high. Because he claimed it as business expenses as part of his gameplay. This is why he actually has $5,000 in business expenses every month. Because he is using WWE Champions, which is a personal hobby, and he's claiming it's a business expense. And obviously, if bankruptcy lawyers aren't going to understand what microtransactions in a mobile game, they're going to think, oh, it's all to do with the game stuff. Get the guy's a content creator, of course they're going to spend money on microtransactions. That makes sense, even though we know Phil does not actually spend money gameplay wise on his content and microtransactions at all. It's like DLC maybe occasionally. This is exactly why Phil will not address it and talk about it. If he's going to address it, he's going to deny it. Even though we've got him banned to rights, it's actually dangerous for Phil to admit he's been caught. All Phil can do, and all he can, and his only option is to deny. Even though he's caught dead to rights, even though he's got caught in 4K. Because it just opens up a huge can of, if he admits the truth, he's admitting that he defrauded his own government in a bankruptcy hearing. He's admitting he could be liable for all sorts. That's what I'm saying. I don't know the statute of limitations and all shit for that kind of thing. The IRS would be very interested to understand if Phil would lie to him about what he claimed was business expenses and what wasn't. But this is why it's a big deal. So there's nothing wrong with fucking people playing mobile games. If they want to fucking spend their money playing mobile games, that's on them. I think it's a fucking waste of money personally, but if people find Like, they don't mind doing that. It's their money. If they want to do that, it's fine. But the problem with Phil is it's not really his money. He begs like hell every day. He demands, like, if he doesn't get $200 in a single day, he fucking pulls out the I'm desperate card. He pulls out the I need to fucking pay bills, I need to fucking feed my family card. And then we fucking see him blowing money in this game. Literally, we see the game on his phone. While he's fucking pleading with disabled people and blind people and people in wheelchairs and people that are fucking welfare checks and all that shit, and people that can barely afford to. People are struggling themselves, and yet Phil's convincing them that he needs their money from them more than they need the money themselves. It's unbelievable. This is why I make these kind of videos. Oh, Phil's live without an intro. Let's quickly go back and then I guess we're live. He's muted himself still. Okay. Oh, maybe not. I guess he's fucked up. He was going to put an intro and then didn't. This is not muted. Phil's live. Let me just like speed up. I guess he didn't mean to put intro either. It was too soon. I'm just going to set fucking live. Oh, here we go. We're live now.
Or Dark Seed Phil.
The guys are playing bingo. Good luck.
What? My name is who?
Remember,
My name is Dark Seed.
let me know if I miss anything.
My name is what? My name is who? My name is
Slim Dark Seed. Phil.
All right, everyone. Welcome. Sorry for that little technical snafu. Those who were watching on stream, I accidentally didn't set up the intro to the show, so they saw a little bit of a sneak preview before I got started here. Welcome, everyone, to the Level 1 podcast. Today is Sunday, the 24th of July, 2022. I'm Darkside Phil. I join you here on this lovely weekend. I hope you're all having a good weekend. Incidentally, I know kind of not necessarily disheartening, but kind of a dampen on starting this podcast. The last few days, a few different people who watch my content apparently have come down with COVID, which is not good. I want to tell everyone out there, please be safe. It's scary when I'm sitting here on stream and every day I got a new couple of people who are regulars to my content saying, hey, Phil, just so you know, I'm at home, I'm sick with COVID. And I'm not just talking, oh, there's a few people from like the United States. There's people from Australia, Singapore, and all over the USA who have been telling me that they're getting it now. And I'm like, damn. I mean, there's probably another mutation, another variation. Who knows? First of all, if you have it, I hope you feel better. All right? Seriously, I hope that you get better as soon as possible. I hope it doesn't affect you in a huge negative way. And I certainly hope that you have a quick recovery. But it's kind of creepy because, yeah, obviously in the last 2.5 years, there's been people who've been telling me they got COVID on my streams, but I don't think I've ever seen this many in a short period of time, which is kind of creepy and scary. Like, what is going on? Is it like a super contagious strand out there or something? I don't know. But anyway, I wish you all the best. Please be safe. Sadly, this stupid thing still is not over. It seems like, you know, we're not out of the woods yet, as they say. Anyway, welcome to the Level 1 podcast, everyone. So, we have completed the new releases for the week. As of yesterday, I have completed not only As Dusk Falls, which was the narrative-based choose-your-own-adventure game, but also Stray, the really unique indie game where you play a cat in a futuristic environment. I guess you could argue post-apocalyptic, although it's not clear if that's actually true what it is. Where all the humans are missing and all that's left are robots. And basically you're going around trying to figure out what really happened and find a way out of this dome that you're trapped in. Two very different kinds of games, okay? And when I first started playing them, I really enjoyed them. Admittedly, one of them kind of wasn't as good by the end as I had hoped, while the other one exceeded all my expectations. And what I'd kind of like to do is talk a little bit about both of those games today, since I've completed them both, and give you my full thoughts on both As Dusk Falls and Stray. Before we move into the schedule for the rest of the week, because we have a lot to talk about. This rest of the week is very exciting. Not only are we going to play more Multiverses, which is this new game from WB Games that has all the WB properties in it and plays like Smash Brothers. We tried it last night. I actually liked it. But also we got a new playthrough starting up in Batman Arkham Asylum Remastered, which you guys have wanted for a while, and I'm excited for that. We got good variety coming up. By the way, in less than a week, we've got the What's in Phil's Closet Marathon coming up. So we've got a lot to talk about, all right? So let's do it. Let's just jump right in, okay? So first of all, let's talk about As Dusk Falls. As Dusk Falls is a narrative-based game with two groups of people kind of smashing together in an unplanned way, okay? You got one family that apparently is moving across the country for work purposes. And then you've got another family that apparently is in terrible trouble, possibly with the mafia. It's not exactly clear for what, but because of money purposes, the family has decided to pull a heist. Well, the heist went wrong, and these two families collide on a road, and it basically forces them all to kind of meet up at a roadside hotel / diner. And what ensues is a hostage-taking, heist, suspenseful drama style plot. You've kind of seen stuff like this before in movies. In fact, that's what I was telling you guys is when this game first started, it felt to me like you were playing a really interactive movie of something that like you would have seen in maybe the 80s or 90s. And that wasn't a bad thing. Like the voice acting is quite good. I mean, definitely the visual style is jarring where it's kind of stop motion. You got one frame of animation and then all of a sudden it jumps forward to another still frame of animation. It's not full motion or anything like that, right? But after a while, you get so hooked on the story, it doesn't really matter that it looks like that anymore. Like, I kind of forgot that the visual style was so different and jarring from other games that I had played because I was hooked on the suspenseful story. If you like suspense, you're going to love this game because that's literally the most of the game is you're on the edge of your seat wondering what's going to happen next, who's going to do what twist is going to happen. And of course, it is a choose-your-own-adventure style game, such as the Telltale games, where your choices directly affect who lives and dies, who acts in what way in what situation, okay? But the thing that actually really got me, and I don't want to spoil the whole game because I'm not going to, so don't worry. If you're going to play it yourself, I'm not going to spoil the entirety of the game. But if you keep playing it, you realize this game is not just about that situation. This game is flashing backwards to show the backstories of all the characters involved. This game is flashing forward to actually show the fallout of what happened afterwards as a result of the actions of the people involved. It's quite interesting in that regard, okay? But for me, kind of in a nutshell, I really liked the start. I liked it about halfway through, and then all of a sudden, I really feel like the writing did start to fall apart in kind of like the second half of the game, especially when you start to head to the end of the game. I don't like the way it wrapped up, let's put it that way. Like, basically, the game seems to be kind of desperate to have loose ends get tied up by the end of the game. And in a lot of cases, a lot of the explanations that they give for things don't make any sense at all. Like, for example, if you're on the run from the law and you leave the country, no one ever looks for you ever again? Ever? I'm not sure that's how it works. I'm pretty sure that eventually people would look for you. And then if you ever try to, like, fall back into normal society, people would probably find you. And that was like, there was a lot of holes like that in the game that didn't really make much sense in the big picture scheme of things. Also, the whole, like I said, like the whole last portion of it didn't seem to make much sense or logical sense. It seemed like they wanted to have a way to wrap it up and have an epilogue for certain characters, but it didn't necessarily, it defied what common sense would have said would have happened in a lot of situations, okay? So again, I'm not trying to spoil, I'm just saying this is what I didn't really like about it in the long run. Now, at the very end of the game literally has a twist in the last, like, minute of the game that's completely unexplained, and it's complete sequel bait. It's obvious what they were trying to do here is set up, if people really liked the game and it sold well, to have a sequel. Because you could, like, they left it so open-ended, they absolutely could have a sequel to this within, like, a year, I feel. And I don't know if I liked that because it was kind of like, okay, everything's now resolved. Oops, look, here's something else that came out of left field that you never expected, and now there's a big twist. Like, oh, shit. Okay. So anyway, in general and in summary, I enjoyed As Dusk Falls. I actually feel like the voice acting is quite good. I think that the drama is set up to be like, have you ever seen a TV show like 24 or Lost, where it's an ongoing drama and all of a sudden in the midst of the plot that you thought this is all it was going to be, all of a sudden, right, there's twists, there's turns, there's all kinds of stuff, right, that's happening. And now what you thought was going to be this is now this and this and this and this, and it just keeps stretching out and extrapolating upon the original idea of what it was going to be, this big branching plot, right? However, I hate to say it, I do feel like when you're in a situation like this, it kind of feels like maybe they stretched too far and they tried to have it go too much out of the realm of originally what they were writing. And because of that, that's why you get those plot strings that don't necessarily make much sense or don't make logical sense. I mean, if you suspend your disbelief so much to believe that, you know, normal things that would actually happen don't happen, I mean, I guess that's fine. But for me, it's kind of like I'm scratching my head by the end of the game saying, I really don't understand, you know, what they're saying. Like how this would happen or why they would get away with this or whatever, you see? And quite frankly, no, I don't appreciate the sequel bait in the last minute of the game. I just don't. Like, it would be one thing if there was a lot of information and unanswered questions that was building to it, but it's just kind of like, wow, last minute twist, and now you want me to basically hope for a sequel to get my answers, right? Anyway, it's all right. Let me put it this way. It's all right. It's definitely a good Game Pass game. Like, if you have Game Pass, it's free on Game Pass. I strongly recommend you check it out if that's the case, especially if you like the narrative-based choose your own adventure style game. I think you're absolutely going to enjoy this game on Game Pass, and you're going to have a good time with it. But I don't know if I would recommend an outright purchase for full price. Although, I will say this, from what I'm to understand, alternate choices do make a huge impact on the story. Like, there's tons of different characters who can live, die, or end up in different situations, depending on your choices. However, I hate to say it, if you take a look at the actual, what do they call it, like a timeline or plot line, just like other choose your own adventure games, okay? If you look at the entirety of it from start to finish, they show that whole, like, what do they call it? Flowchart. That's what I meant to say. If you look at the flowchart that they give you of the plot and the branching choices you can make, at the end, they all literally hit the same point anyway. So it doesn't matter if this person lives or dies, if this choice is made or that, the game ends exactly the same way with the same twist ending. That I don't like. Like, I feel like your choices should matter to the point where you can concretely affect the ending. I don't understand why with these games they don't understand that. Like, if I invest, 6-7 hours of my life into a narrative-based game and I'm making these choices, I want the choices to have concrete impact. I don't understand why they don't. It actually upsets me that you invest that amount of time and then they're like, oh well, everything you did didn't matter because here's the end anyway, right? But again, like I said, I think what they were doing, they were baiting a sequel. Excuse me. They were trying to set it up so no matter what choices you made, oh, here's potential for a sequel to happen. You see? So it is what it is. I liked it, but I didn't love it. I thought I was actually going to like it more than I did because originally, like, the game starts off on such a high note with the plot, and then all of a sudden it kind of fizzles out halfway through. Okay? So that's As Dusk Falls. Now what I'd like to do is talk about the other big new release for the week. The one that I would like to say, actually, in my opinion, was better. And in my opinion, is one of the most original games I've played in a very long time. It's Stray. Okay, now we all knew about this game from all the different advertisement, all the different marketing that it had had over the last year. We actually seen Stray show up a couple different times during online digital events, explaining new games coming up and the like. And it stars a cat. I mean, how many games star cats, right? We got Bubsy, we've got Stray. Can you name another besides maybe cats on like the Nintendo 3DS or whatever? Not very many, right? Not very many. So to actually have a game starring a cat is a rarity. And unlike other games, this game actually attempts to represent what a cat is really like in real life. It has so many different animations, behaviors, and things. If you have a cat as a pet, you've probably observed these behaviors hundreds of times, and then to play a game where it really went out of its way to try to replicate the behaviors of a cat and the way that a cat really behaves in real life is actually like incredibly refreshing, in my opinion. Okay. So I you know, just starting off playing this game, you're like, wow, this is quite neat. Then you start heading into the game, you realize the graphics. Now, I played it on PS5, and I should clarify that. The game is on PC, PS4, and PS5. I've actually heard on PC the game has issues. On PC, apparently, the game has this stuttering issue, which is a shame. It is hilarious because, again, we've been talking about this recently as we've been talking about me getting a new setup to stream and capture, and people were like, well, why aren't you going to game on it? And every time I say that, I'm like, I don't buy into the whole PC master race thing. I'm sorry, but I'm of the belief that PC gaming is difficult. Because when you buy new games, half the time they don't work right on the PC. There's tweaks you need to do. There's issues that need to be patched because every PC is different. Unlike designing a game exclusively for a console. When you have a PC, you could have a ton of different issues regarding the setup of the hardware. Every PC is different hardware. So how can you make a game that's going to perform well on every setup? You can't. And that's why you run into these issues. So here's a situation here where Stray is absolutely breathtakingly beautiful on PlayStation 5, and then you could have a high-end gaming rig that has way more power than a PS5, and the game stutters constantly. I think that kind of, it's making my point for me, you see?
Oh, it's fucking no.
Okay. So, point that I'm going to make here is that on PS5, okay, the game runs beautifully. Smooth 60 frames per second, gorgeous 1080p visuals. I would argue this is some of the best lighting that I've ever seen, all right, in a game. I don't think I've seen this level of lighting. And I know that's crazy because you're like, oh God, but you've played all these AAA games. Didn't you just play Horizon Forbidden West? Fair enough. I would say the lighting of this game is on par with Horizon Forbidden West. It's that good. I'm not saying that the game went nuts with what it did in its breath or anything. It's an indie game, but for what it did, it polished it really, really well. It looks gorgeous. Okay. The game spans a bunch of different locations. You start off as a cat that's with a group of other stray cats, and then you get separated. Next thing you know, you get pulled into this plot line where apparently you're in a post-apocalyptic world where the humans have disappeared. You don't know what happened to them. So you're teaming up with a little drone that basically is programmed to have knowledge of what's going on around you, and you're basically trying to figure out the mystery of what happened to the humans. Why are you trapped inside of this dome? Is there an outside world? Is the outside world safe? Why are there robots everywhere rather than humans? Like, why were the robots left behind? And the plot just gets more and more complex the further you get into the game. You know, you start off just kind of wandering around these abandoned city areas and underground sewers. Next thing you know, you're in a robust and beautiful town with all these unique robots that all have their own personalities and backstories. You start solving puzzles, and the game really is unique because even though there's exploration, there's some platforming and action, there's a lot of puzzle solving and dialogue as well. It really combines a lot of different genres together, and I can't tell you that I've ever played a game before.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much. Yeah, boy, for the super chat. He said, "Thing is hard to do, therefore it's bad. I think I'm making a point for me. Like dogs, you have to walk, whereas with Stray, cats are alive. Duh. Yeah. Phil fucking loves this game, but he's desperate to try and make this game be more than it really was. I mean, I'm sure it's an enjoyable game, but Phil is getting strangely attached to this game, and it's probably because it's done quite well financially for him. If this game had like poor levels of financial support for him, he'd probably say it was a nice looking game, you know what I mean? But he's glad it's over. The fact is, he got quite a lot of support financially from these games, so of course he's going to cry about it. And he's probably a bit sad that it's over now because it might be the best financially performing game he's had, and just in terms of level of support for each stream since Elden Ring. And that's, so no wonder it's up there with his Game of the Year stuff, considering the financial support he got for these games. But yeah, Phil doesn't really like to, you know, use his imagination or brain cells to try and figure shit out. We all know that, so there we go. But thank you very much for Super Chat. Much appreciated. Remember guys, if I miss anything in Bingo, let me know. I want to get a full house tonight on this bingo so I can give you guys a chance to win a gift card or something, like, you know what I mean? But good to get a full 25 out of 25 so I can give something back to you guys. I'm going to go at 1.25 speed so I catch up with live time because we're a wee bit behind now by a few minutes.
That feels exactly like Stray. The game doesn't actually have any action-based platforming. It's all button prompts to jump on things in the environment, but that doesn't mean that the game isn't challenging. It is. You have to know where to jump in what order. You have to avoid enemies coming after you. You have to figure out how to solve puzzles to traverse from point A to point B. It's actually quite interesting in that regard, that even though there's no timed jumps and no, how can I say, necessarily, oh, you need to stick the landing or you fall and die, right? There's none of that. It's not a platformer. It's not Super Mario Brothers. But at the same time, it's still engaging and fun and interesting, and it feels unique. It absolutely does. And I loved the gameplay of this game, the different things that it has you do. At some point, it's going to feel like you're playing The Secret of Monkey Island. You're going around a town and it has all these townspeople. One person will have a certain solution to one puzzle. One person has an item that you have no idea what the relation of that item is to anything else in the city. But through a series of exploration, dialogue, bartering, okay, between all of this, you know, you're basically gonna see situations where things you never even knew existed in the game end up being really interesting plot lines and then tie into something else. At one point I was like, oh, I found this energy drink. What do I do with it? Oh, you have to trade it in to get a power cable. What do I do with that power cable? You give it to this woman who makes clothes. What do I do with these clothes? Oh, you give it to this guy who's a tech guy who fixes things. Well, why do you need that? Because later on you're going to get a broken transceiver for the plot and he's the one who fixes it for you so you can advance the plot. On face value, that sounds complicated, but if you actually take your time to explore the game and talk to everyone around you, okay, you'll actually find that this is interesting and exciting and vibrant, and the world feels real and organic, which is awesome to have a game like that in 2022. It doesn't feel fake or forced. The dialogue is interesting, and the plot as it unfolds as you explore in the world is engaging. It's an ongoing air of mystery until the very end of the game. And here's the thing. A lot of people have really kind of, I feel, unfairly treated this game because they say it's too short. First of all, oh, it's only 4 hours long. That is completely false. Stray is 4 hours long if you literally have the solutions to the puzzles ahead of time, rush through the game, going from point A to point B to grab the solutions of the puzzles as fast as you possibly can, and turbo right through, okay? Turbo right through all that stuff, skipping all of the plot and all of the content, all the stuff that explains everything going on in the world. If you literally do your best to skip it all, you can probably beat the game in 4 hours, okay?
Reminder, Phil skipped a whole shit ton of stuff in Verizon, that new Horizon Forbidden West game. He skipped a ton of fucking side content in that game. It's weird at some games he's fucking adamant to complete everything in the goddamn game. In some games he's like, yeah, you know what, I'm not going to bother with a side content shit, I just want to get the game over with. But it depends on how I support it. Hey, that being said, how you doing? I hope the podcast went well for you guys. I caught some of it earlier on. Yeah, I'm doing good. We're doing well. Bingo's going well. Bingo's going quite well. But yeah, I'm relying on my chat to make sure I don't miss anything, and it's up to them to bully me if I miss anything. But good to see you guys. Hope you're all doing well. Hope everyone's enjoying the stream so far. And we're at 1.25 speed, so we can catch up with Phil. We are like a minute behind.
But that's bullshit. If you're actually engaging in the content, taking your time, talking with the townspeople, looking for the hidden memories that explain the backstory of what happened to the humans, and doing all this stuff, the game is far more engaging, okay? Oh, excuse me. It's just far more interesting. And that's how the game is meant to be played. It's not supposed to be, oh, I rushed through it for some kind of online prominence to say my e-dick is so big because I was able to beat this game in 2 hours. In fact, there is a trophy to beat the game in 2 hours, okay? If you rush through it and you skip all the content of the game, you get a trophy. But that's supposed to be like maybe your second or third run when you're attempting to platinum the game. That's not supposed to be, oh, this is my first attempt at the game and I skip all the content. Like, what are you doing? Why do people, in 2022, why are people so adamant to try to talk shit about every game? I really need to know this now.
Seriously, this motherfucker is saying that about other people. This guy is saying that about other people. In other games. He is suddenly the fucking defender of video games. This guy shits on like every single game the moment it requires a brain cell or two to fucking think of a solution. It's like he has to do it himself. Oh, for fuck's sake. This game's so dumb. Fucking Kojima. I was like, Kojima had nothing to do with this game. But still, it's Kojima's fault. The guy was probably influenced by Kojima, so I'm blaming him. I can't believe I didn't mean to fucking keep pausing, but I cannot believe this guy said that. Yeah, that's definitely a me. I'm fucking ticking me read mode for that. That's definitely me read mode. I feel like we might get self-pride coming up as well because he might champion himself. It's like, you give games a chance. No, shit, even though he fucking doesn't.
Like, why? This is a game that is unique. How often have you ever played a game where Cat is the featured character? a game that is a combination of different gameplay styles. There's open world exploration, there's puzzles, there's dialogue and lore, there's guided platforming, but there's also some action-based combat, survival. There's the lighting is gorgeous. Some of the best graphics I've seen in games in the last few years, made by an indie studio. Oh, let's try to rush through the game and crap on it and say it's like 3 hours long, so everyone will just say, oh, the game sucks and skip it.
There's nothing wrong with a short game as long as it's got a good price tag to it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with a short, enjoyable, well-made game. You cannot define a game based on the length of time it takes to play the goddamn thing. You judge it based on its quality, not quantity. This is what I've been telling Phil for years. It's quality and not quantity that really matters on YouTube. Him fucking uploading 10 videos a fucking day in the past. Nah, son. That doesn't fly. Nobody wants that shit. Quality, not quantity.
Why? Why do people do this? It drives me nuts that this is how people treat games these days, because this game, to me, Stray is a diamond in the rough. Okay? It is a rare game where, unlike everything else that we've played in the last several years, if you take a look at any game, it fits into essentially a mold of some sort, right? Let's take a look at some of the biggest games that we've played in the last few months. Elden Ring, which is the game that everyone says so far is the front runner for Game of the Year. Okay, did it innovate? In a few ways it did. It had a horse and it had some open world traversal that style of game has never had before. At the very same time, most of the gameplay elements of Elden Ring we've already seen in previous FromSoft games. Can you argue that the game was so original and different from previous games you've played in the franchise? No, what it really felt like was they took all the best parts and slammed it together into one coherent whole. And yes, it's the longest FromSoft game ever, but did it really do much to break the mold or innovate or do anything that you felt like you never did before? I can't honestly say it did. It felt like I was playing the epitome of a FromSoft game, but I don't feel like there was anything really new. Like I said, how many times during my Elden Ring playthrough did I say it's Dark Souls 4? Because it literally is Dark Souls 4. Okay? It's not an original game. It's the next logical progression of that series. There's nothing wrong with that, but you're going to see the point I'm trying to make here, okay? Take a look at Horizon Forbidden West, okay? Already when the original Horizon Zero Dawn came out years ago, I said it felt like it was a mishmash of other franchises into a coherent whole to be its own entity, but I even said back then it didn't feel like it innovated in any way. Open world, great graphics, right? Great story, good gameplay elements, all that's good. But if you've played other games around it, you've already done the open world exploration, you've already done the base takeovers, you've already done this kind of traversal in games like Tomb Raider, etc. Like, you've already seen it. If anything, the only original thing about Horizon was that the enemies were robots. Outside of that, like, all that gameplay element you've done in other games, right? Horizon Forbidden West further extrapolates upon that formula. It does add in some more things, absolutely. But at the same time, it feels like it's a formula that's been followed again and again and again and again, right? Does it feel unique in any way? Not really. I mean, hell, we can even compare it directly to As Dusk Falls. As Dusk Falls feels like a standard choose-your-own-adventure game. The visual style is a little unique. Outside of that, does it do anything innovative? Not really. It's all about the plot. If you like the plot, you'll love the game. If you don't like the plot, you probably won't love the game. Right? Okay, then. So I think you see the point I'm making here. All these games that we're playing all fit into a mold. Can you say that Stray fits into any mold? Sure, it does take a few elements from different things. Sure, it does. But it absolutely feels unique. It absolutely feels like, wow, I'm playing something new and fresh and different that I have never experienced in a video game before.
Replace the playable character as a cat with a little person. Phil would not say the same thing. That would just completely destroy his argument right there.
And I feel we need more experiences like that. We need to have more games that are unique, that when you finish the game, not only do you feel kind of bittersweet, because you're like, wow, I'm glad I beat it, but man, I'm sad that it's over because it was so original. And that's kind of what happened to me yesterday. So yesterday I beat the game. And just for clarification purposes, my playthrough took just under around 7 hours. And I took my time. I did 100% all the collectibles in the game, except for the badges. There's these badges you can find that you put on your cat's harness, that they're just for visual purposes. Outside of that, I got all the logs and all the story of the game unlocked. So I did most of the optional content of the game. It took me just under 7 hours, okay? When I beat that game, not only is the ending so good, the ending is like exactly what I wanted to happen in the end of the game. It was. I want to spoil it for anyone. I want you to obviously either enjoy the game for yourselves or watch my playthrough or both. But for me, I beat the game. I found myself starting to tear up on stream. And people were actually like wondering why I was tearing up. And I was trying to explain to people, I'm not tearing up because I'm sad. I'm tearing up because I actually had such a good time with the game that I was having all these mixed emotions that it was over. Like, number one, I was sad that it was over, for sure. But I was also like, how often do we get a completely unique gameplay experience like this? And I basically am like, I'm in a situation here where I'm wondering, when's the next time, as a full-time gamer, because I am, this is my job, is to cover video games. Although, let's be honest, I do diversify my content now. We got React content, marathons, all kinds of other stuff. A lot of my content that I put out is gameplay streams, right? And I look at everything going on for the rest of this year, and I look at everything that's on the schedule as a release and everything, and it all just kind of fits into a mold. It does. And I look at Stray, and I'm like, you know, this really does, to me, feel like maybe this is a rarity where I'm going to feel this way. Like, this game will resonate. And what I mean by that is moving forward for the rest of this year, no matter what I play, all right, I'm going to think back to Stray and say, wow, I remember that game. It was so unique. It was so different. The graphics were so good. You know what I mean? And the thing is, the game does, the protagonist literally doesn't have a line of spoken dialogue, and the indie devs were able to pull this off. And I should emphasize this. The indie devs, this was not a game made by a giant studio with an insanely huge budget. This was an indie studio that pulled this off, okay? And that should be not only applauded, but well respected. It doesn't even matter to me if Stray wins a single award at the Game Awards, or if it's anyone's picks for top 10 games of the year. For me, all I have to say is, like, I'm so happy I played it. I'm absolutely delighted that the studio went as far as they went to make this game original and different from... They could have easily followed a bunch of... They could have made it an action platformer with cheap, stupid deaths falling through platforms and... Oh, you know, they didn't go that route. They dared to do something different. And they succeeded, in my opinion. And the thing is, I know people already disagree with me. I get that. First of all, I totally feel like, because I have a cat, that this game resonates with me more than someone who doesn't have a cat. If you don't have a cat and you don't understand how realistic those animations were, how close to real life behavior of a real cat that was in the game, right? It's not just about, oh, it's so cute. It's about, oh, that's actually stuff that my cat really does. That's how my cat really moves. That's how my cat really behaves. That's exactly how these cats are in real life. And they replicated that through painstaking detail and probably a ton of research and trying to figure out what would work and what wouldn't in the game. You see? I could totally understand if you don't have a cat as a pet, or if you don't like cats, why the holy hell you would probably say, this ain't such a big deal. I get that. And that's a fair assessment. All right. But for me, as someone who has a cat, who's someone who has had, essentially my life has changed since Jasper came into my life, because I never had a pet like that before. You know, I had smaller pets. For example, you know, hamsters, things like that. I had never had a pet that is basically a companion, one that walks through the house with you, spends significant time with you, wants to have meaningful moments. You know what I'm saying? And so Jasper did, in a way, change my life for the very positive. And then to see that kind of behaviors being replicated in a video game, that's someone who you can tell has a personal connection with that kind of a pet relationship. And that's nice to see that. I've never seen anything like that in a game before, okay? Now, in addition to that, again, the indie studio pulling off graphics this good, a game this smooth, like, out of the entirety of the time that I played the game, there was one moment when my immersion was broken. And it was when my cat glitched and got stuck on a rooftop in the first open world exploration city. I guess it had landed perfectly between two things and got stuck and couldn't move. And I was like, and if anything, the one major criticism I can give the game, because it does deserve to have some criticism, I don't want to be all overly positive because I have a cat. The game absolutely should have had a manual save system, or at least it should have had a system by which you can choose when you want to save the game. What I mean by that is, there are some frustrating parts where you'll be, say, in an exploration mode. You're in a city or you're in a town and you're trying to solve puzzles and figure out lore. And you'll, okay, I found a hidden memory over here, I found an item here, and I did this. But if you don't hit a set checkpoint, the game won't save. And so what ended up happening to me was that I got this bug happening, and I got stuck, and I had to reload my game, and I lost like 20 minutes of progress. And that's frustrating. I don't want to lose any progress. It's 2022, and the game should have a save system, whether if you save whenever you want, or there's maybe a certain area you go to, something you touch, and it manually saves the game, so you can...
You want save states in every single game at every single possible moment, essentially. I noticed I wouldn't pause, but I just felt like pointing out.
Avoid issues like that. I want to be able to end when I want to end and not have to find... I mean, one day I hit a big city. I'm like, wow, this is a really nice city. It's vibrant, but I'm out of time. I have like 5 minutes left. I had to run through the city to find the plot point, to advance the plot, to hit a checkpoint. And I kind of rushed through where I wanted to explore to get to that point. And that's not good. Now, I was able to go back and explore after, but that's definitely a huge problem. They absolutely should have implemented a better save system. And that bug, obviously, where I got stuck on the rooftop, that was frustrating. But, I mean, outside of those two things, there's very little critically I have to say about the game. It just resonates with me. And again, if anything, when the end of this year comes, and I'm starting to look at the best games of 2022, all right? There's a lot of factors I look at. And yes, one of the factors is length of a game. One of the factors is their replayability. I would argue there's no replayability in Stray. Because once you beat it once, you know everything, and then you're probably just ready to speedrun it to get a trophy, but there's really no replayability at all after that first playthrough, okay? But I also factor other things like graphics. Was the gameplay fun? How was the plot? All these things. And one thing I'm absolutely going to say is that by the time that I get to the end of the year, I'm going to be looking at what was unique. Stray was unique. I've never played a game like that before. I don't know if I'll ever play a game like that again. You know? How many other games will I be able to say that for this year? I don't even know if I'll be able to say it for one, because so far, I don't think I have. Like, most games this year have fit into this mold, this cookie-cutter mold. Oh, it's this genre of game. It's this genre of game. It's this. There's some variations. Maybe it's best in class or not so good, but it's still that type. This game, I don't even know how to classify it. I can't. It was unique. And that's what I liked about it the most, I think, is that I really felt like I was going to have something of a unique experience. That's why I was crying at the end of the game, man. You know, and people are like, well, are you sad? I mean, I'm kind of. I'm sad it's over. I wish it was longer. I wish that this studio had more money, a bigger budget. They were able to make this a 20-hour game. Seriously, with tons more plot and everything. I would have loved that. I would have played the hell out of it. I would have loved every moment of it. And I'm sad that... I was very sad that we were in a situation where it was over, and I didn't really know if we were going to see another game like that again anytime soon. You know what I'm saying? And again, you can disagree with me if you want, and that's perfectly fine. You are absolutely free to disagree with me, and I get it, okay? Maybe it doesn't resonate with you if you don't have a cat. I get that. Anyway, so the game is 7 hours long. It's one of my favorite games of the year by far. It is on PlayStation Plus. So how I said As Dusk Falls is on Game Pass. If you have the Game Pass subscription, you get it for free. Well, Stray is on the PS Plus program. I think it varies by country. Like, I have PS Plus Premium, but I think you can even get it if you have PS Plus Deluxe. I don't think you get it with the standard PS Plus, which is the cheapest one. I think you have to get, like, the mid-tier subscription to get it. But it's kind of a no-brainer that if you have the service, you should at least try the game out. And you might end up hating it. You might say, I just don't like it. It's fine. But at least give it a shot. I feel like if it doesn't latch onto you, and if it gets its hooks into you like it did to me, you might end up having one of the more unique gameplay experiences of the last several years. And I really loved it. You know, and again, I do feel sad that it's over, and now we kind of got to get back to business as usual. The same shit we've played all year. You know what I mean? At the very least, we're doing retro stuff for the rest of the summer, which is nice to get kind of a blast from the past feeling, playing games like Fable and Final Fantasy VII and stuff. That's neat because it's stuff that I like and stuff that we've either done together or it's our first time doing it, but I know that it's enjoyable and we're having a good time having fun interactive streams with it. But at the same time, when the new releases come out, I'm going to be like, man, I don't know. It might feel very underwhelming. I guess we're going to have to see how the rest of the year goes, okay? All right. So there you go, guys. Let us now move on from me talking about the 2 new releases, which are now done. And now let's talk about, now that those new releases are over, what we're going to be doing moving forward this week. Fair enough? Okay. All right. Seeing this thing, people are disagreeing with me in the chat, and that's okay. You have to understand that's fine. I know not everyone's going to feel the same as me. Some people completely crapped on this game. Some people completely agree with me, and some people are somewhere in the middle and say it's good, but it's not as good as Phil's saying. You know, I get it. I hear you. And everyone has a different opinion. That's fine, but I'm going to have my own, all right? I will respect that. I'll respect yours, too. Fair enough. Okay, so let's talk about this coming week because we still have 4 more streaming days, including today. All right, we're not even halfway through my streaming week, if you can believe it. Okay. Excuse me. Today, on the first stream, we are returning to Fable Anniversary. For some of you, might be like, damn, returning to Fable Anniversary, like, when the hell did we even last play it? All right? You're right. Last time we played it was about a week ago, and if you remember, we had arrived at the arena, and I completed some of the plot of the arena, but then I ran out of time. I didn't have enough time to finish the arena plot line, so we kind of have to redo it today. We have to kind of restart it and try to get through the whole arena again. And by the way, I'm not too worried about that. I think it'll be fine. I don't remember where the game goes from here at all. Like, I don't remember what the next part of the game is. I also don't know how much is left in the game of Fable Anniversary. I'm trying to remember, like, damn, it's been 8 years ago. I really don't remember that much about the game. So, we're jumping right back in, feet first, head first, whatever you want to say. Trying to make progress today. As you know, Fable is a chill, interactive stream. Looking forward to relaxing with all of you, having a fun conversation and everything as we play the game. And, for those who've been helping out during the playthrough, I really appreciate it. I don't know if anyone is around today. It's been a week now. I know there's been a few key people who've been here to help me with elements of the game. And I hope that you'll be able to keep doing that because I haven't played it in 8 years. There's a lot of stuff I wasn't remembering, okay? So that's the first stream today. Let's see how far we can get in it. And then, on the late stream tonight, we're doing more Multiverses. Now, I don't want to talk too much at length about this because I just played it last night, but Multiverses seems pretty fun. For those who played Smash Brothers, it's in this exact same vein as Smash, although I would say it actually feels more primitive than modern Smash. Modern Smash Brothers, there's all these different items and things you can use in the combat. There's all these variations on stages. There's ultimate Smash attacks that you charge up. You get a big screen, like a big super move that, has potential to do multiple eliminations or tons of damage, right? So, hold on.
Shut up, bitch!
So with that being said, I like it. At the same time, it doesn't feel as refined as modern Smash, and I don't know what they're really going for, because I felt like when they made this game, they were trying to make it be like the new Smash. Smash Brothers, for those who don't know, the last one, what was it, Smash Brothers Ultimate or whatever it was called, ended a while ago. There's no new content for it. What it is how it will be forever. There's no more seasons released or anything like that. So I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to find a new game to take up the mantle of this kind of party-style combat. But it seems maybe a little bit too simplistic for me to do that. Not to say that I don't like it. I am enjoying it. But when basically you don't have all the abilities that was already in Smash Brothers, and there's really nothing. I mean, honestly, I'm looking at it, I'm like, what's different or innovative of this game besides Smash Brothers? I'm like, actually, there really isn't anything, I don't think. It seems to me like it's just incredibly similar to older Smash, and maybe that's what they're going for. Maybe they're trying to appeal to the hardcore Smash crowd from many years ago. And they feel that the new elements that were added to Smash over the last decade were just, like, it made it not as good or something. I don't know. Maybe they're going for a purist feeling. But it just doesn't feel like it's as, as good as modern Smash. And maybe I'm mistaken there. Again, I don't play modern Smash competitively. Someone who's good at modern Smash competitively would probably have a much better take on this, okay? As for the characters available at launch, there's not that many. I think there was Shaggy, Jake from Adventure Time, Taz, the Tasmanian Devil from Looney Tunes, Wonder Woman, and Harley Quinn. Am I missing one? I might be missing one, but I think there were 5 characters available at launch, and then you unlock other characters either by playing the game enough to have in-game currency to buy them one by one, which could take some time, or you can just drop money on the game, because the game is free to play, right? You could drop money on the game, and if you drop money on the game with a Founders Pack, you basically unlock like all the characters at launch right away. And then when you play the game, rather than earning the in-game currency, I guess what's happening is you earn the Season Pass currency. And the Season Pass currency is actually what you use to unlock outfits for the characters and other customizables in the game, like a new avatar, or I guess there's also perks that you can unlock for each character by playing the game longer. So there's definitely a progression in the game, which is a good thing. You want to have progression in your game. You don't want to have it just be like stagnant and you're just playing online for the sake of playing online. I think every fighting game is going this way, where the more you play, you're doing things like unlocking and stuff. At the same time, I think a lot of people are going to kind of be off-put a bit because it's free to play. And how often do you get a free-to-play fighting game like this, but you only have a very limited cast, and then you basically have to play the shit out of the game to earn the characters for free? What's funny about this is Street Fighter V claimed they were going to use this model, okay? And then basically it was abandoned entirely. Not to say that there weren't people who used it, but when you got Street Fighter V, you paid for the game at first, and you got the whole original cast. What they claimed was going to happen was that you were going to be able to play the game enough to earn the in-game currency and unlock all the DLC characters for free if you played it enough. What people very quickly found out was that it took so long to earn enough in-game currency for a character that you would have to play it an insane amount, and it just wasn't worth it. It was just on the time investment alone, it was worth it to buy the characters. You see? Few dollars per character, as opposed to spending countless hours, hundreds of hours grinding to get the currency needed to unlock that character for free.
Like a similar mobile game that he plays, I guess, where he just puts money towards getting those cards and players rather than invested time to actually earn it that way. It's funny how it kind of, resonates with Phil, that kind of model, yeah.
So that was the funny part about it, was technically, was Capcom telling the truth? Yes, but it was kind of a lie, because at the same time it just wasn't feasible to do it. With Multiverses, I played last night for 2 hours. By the end of the night, I had enough currency to unlock a character. Now, is that going to happen every night I play it? I don't know. We're going to find out, because I'm actually playing it again tonight. And what I'd like to do first thing tonight is unlock a character and try the new character and see how they play. And then go for variety. By the way, I like how the game has different modes. You got your free-for-all mode, where it's 4 players all each trying to get the most eliminations in a set period of time while the board is shrinking. You've got 2v2 mode, which seems like it may end up being one of the more focused modes. It's teams of 2 facing off against each other, and what I've noticed, especially with a character like Wonder Woman, there's characters that have team buffs. Like Wonder Woman has the ability to buff the team that each character either absorbs a hit or has reduced damage. I wasn't necessarily able to figure it out last night, but there's definitely these team abilities that are unique that I haven't really seen in a game like this before. So the team element may actually be a huge factor in it. And then, of course, we've got 1v1. Now, the problem is with 1v1, this is where the game kind of gets exposed. I played 1v1 for 2 or 3 matches, and every match was laggy as shit. The characters were teleporting all over the screen. They were passing through each other, and the only way to actually hit someone was to mash buttons. Like, you couldn't time an attack, because every time you tried to time it, right, you would end up passing through each other, or it looks like it's going to connect, and then all of a sudden you teleport over here. Oh, that's where you really were. Huh? So it basically, the netcode was kind of exposed by the 1v1 matches. When you're doing the team matches or the free-for-all, because of the chaotic nature of the game, having more players, it kind of leveled out a little bit, I would argue. I'm not saying that the netcode is any better, but when you have that many people on the screen, maybe it's not as big of an issue. One thing I do like about the game is it's cross-platform from launch. Here on the beta, it's cross-platform. I'm playing people against Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. That's nice. It means that you're always going to have active competition. Take a look at this compared to, say, the Capcom Fighting Collection that I'm currently playing, where it's only platform specific, and it's very hard to find ongoing competition if someone's not playing at a particular time of day or on a certain day of the week. This is cross-platform. You get people at all times, which is really good, okay? So I'm looking forward to Multiverses again tonight. Like I said, first thing I'm doing tonight, I'm going to try to unlock a new character and see how they play and go for it. Maybe by the end of tonight, I'll have enough currency to unlock another character, right? Now, by the end of tonight, there's a couple things that I want to determine. First of all right, did I enjoy it? You know, and is this something that I'm interested in? And number 2, is this something you guys enjoyed? Would you like to see me play more Multiverses? Because this game actually goes open beta on the 26th. So today's the 24th. So in 2 days, if you guys don't have access to it yet, because there's various different ways you can get access. They sent out initial codes to certain people who registered. There were people who watched other streamers, and those streamers gave out codes. It was all these complex ways, okay? All these complex ways to do this. And I got a code from a viewer. A viewer had a code. They said, I'd like to give it to you so you could play it. And I really appreciate that. It was exciting last night when I played it. I had a good time with it, okay? But will you want to see me play it more this week? There's going to be more players playing it later on this week when it goes open on the 26th. I would not be opposed to playing this 1 or 2 times a week as a night stream, attempting to unlock more content in the game, more characters and stuff. That would be exciting to me, okay? But it's up to you. And again, I don't know, maybe tonight my attitude will change. Obviously, if the connections get worse and worse, I'm not going to want to play it anymore. So I guess we have to see what happens. But I hope you'll join me tonight, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, for a second dose of Multiverses. And we'll see, you know, how it plays tonight, especially with a new character unlocked. Okay? Cool. All right. Now, tomorrow, Monday, it's the return of Final Fantasy VII. I believe, if I'm trying to remember correctly where we left off, didn't we wrap up all the optional content and now we're about to head on to the Temple of the Ancients? I think that's what it is. And the Temple of the Ancients is a key pivotal point in the plot that gets you into like basically like the next segment of the game. So I think we kind of did the odds and ends that we wanted to do. I mean, yeah, I obviously could have grinded more and did more, but I think we're in a situation where I want to advance with the story at this point. So that's tomorrow's main gameplay stream. I'm excited for that. As you guys know, the Final Fantasy VII playthrough has been absolutely fun as hell because I am experiencing this game again for the first time in 20 years. I'm getting a modern perspective on it that I didn't have 20 years ago, and having an interactive audience and having you guys help me out knowing things about the game. Like, for example, I didn't know you could get all of those enemy skill abilities before this part of the game. I was of the impression that you have to grind later on in the game to unlock all those enemy skills, but you guys were like, nah, if you go to these parts of the map, you can find them, and they actually help out in the game. Like, oh, that's interesting, right? So that's what I mean. Like, you guys helping me out, and also people have been basically trying to explain parts of the plot that maybe were a little bit more confusing to me, and that's good because the plot I felt was one of the weakest points of the game. So I love it, and I hope that you guys are enjoying it as well. I hope that you'll come back tomorrow for more. Tomorrow night on the late stream, I believe we're going to be doing a new thing that's completely unique, okay? So it was announced in this last week, okay, that there would be a new slew of games added to Nintendo Switch Online. Now, typically when this happens, it's not that big of a deal. It's not something that I'm too interested in. In this case, we have a unique situation. There's a game called Fighter's History, all right? This is a fighting game that came out in the 1990s. This was during the height of the fighting game craze, okay? Excuse me. And at the height of the fighting game craze, every company was desperate to release a fighting game similar to Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat because they wanted to cash in. There was a company called Data East. They tried to make a fighting game similar to Street Fighter 2 with a cast of characters from all around the world, each representing a certain culture or country, each having a unique fighting style like Kung Fu or boxing or stuff like that. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? It sounds just like Street Fighter 2 because it really was the exact same deal as Street Fighter 2, only maybe a little bit too much. Capcom actually felt that Data East had completely infringed on their idea for a game and actually tried to sue Data East. Well, it went to court and Capcom lost. They said, well, technically, yes, it's the same idea, but you can't necessarily trademark or copy a general idea. If they had actually had characters that were direct copies of yours, then maybe you could have made an argument, but they're definitely not. The characters are different. The fighting styles are different. And so they basically kind of got away with stealing the idea of Street Fighter 2 and making their own version. Now, the funny part about it is Fighter's History is a laughably bad game. The game's gameplay is nowhere near as good as Street Fighter 2. It's not a very well balanced game at all. The characters are so ridiculously stereotypical of each country. You've got a guy from France, okay, who throws roses and says Yamato Rose when he throws it like it's a projectile. Because the French are all about romance and roses, so he throws roses as projectiles in a fighting game. Like, what? And you got characters who say, like, things that are so ridiculous. I don't even want to kind of spoil. I actually did spoil a little bit yesterday, and I kind of regret that I did, because I think it's going to be one of the funnier things when I play this game. But essentially, the game is so bad, it's good. And what I mean by that is, did you ever see the Street Fighter movie from the 1990s starring Jean-Claude Van Damme? The movie is an atrocity. It's really bad. But it's so bad, it's fucking hilarious, and you watch it and you laugh your ass off. It's entertaining. That's kind of how I take... Fighter's History is like the Street Fighter movie of fighting games of the 90s. It's meant to be a ripoff of Street Fighter that's done so poorly, you can't stop laughing at how stupid it is. So, I would like to check that out tomorrow night on the late stream for kind of a one-off fun thing. Will it be anything serious? Absolutely not. I'm not taking this seriously in any way. It's just us dicking around with Fighter's History on the Super Nintendo and having a fun night stream for once. Just something different, okay? So I hope you guys will join me for that tomorrow. It should be a fun time, something different on the late stream, all right? Then on Tuesday, we're starting up a new game playthrough, okay? The playthrough is Batman Arkham Asylum Remastered, all right? What is it? Well, it's a remaster of a game that was actually one of the earliest full playthroughs that I did back in the day for YouTube. I actually remember back in the day when I was still at my office job, but I was so excited to play Batman Arkham Asylum when it was coming out that I took time off of work. I took 2 days off of work to stay home during that week and play the game. That's how excited I was for it. It was such a rarity that a game got me that pumped at that time. And knowing that I was a YouTuber and people wanted to see me do a playthrough of the game right away, I was very excited. It was actually one of the playthroughs that I was one of the first people to cover the game and do a full playthrough like that as quickly as I did. People absolutely loved it.
You want to bet that he was probably getting money at a time on YouTube for doing these or whatever. You know, I don't know if it was actually earning good money while working. Wasn't the fact that YouTube kind of saved him when he fucking got fired? In between, I don't know, it says a weird one, but imagine saying fuck work, I'm going to play video games for my subs. I mean, no offence guys, you know, I appreciate all yous, but work comes first. Being an adult comes first. Real life responsibilities come first. You know, like, if I can, you know, it's just the way it is, you know, it's just fucking how it goes. You know, I was like, yeah, it's a new game, so fucking what? Just fucking do your job, Phil.
Now, over the years, of course, it became a franchise, right? And I've replayed Batman Arkham City a few years ago, the remastered edition. Batman Arkham Knight, I like the game, but I definitely feel like the game has so much Batmobile in it that it kind of loses its identity as a Batman game. Still like it, though. But Arkham Asylum is the one that started it all, okay? I mean, later this year, we're going to be playing Gotham Knight, which is kind of a game that follows in the vein of this franchise. Not a direct continuation, but something that's similar. So I feel like this is a good opportunity to maybe play the game that started the whole thing, you know, many, many years ago. By the way, Batman Arkham Asylum is the game that the members of this channel nominated and voted for to be the viewer's choice playthrough for the summer. So we played Final Fantasy VII, we played Fable. Now we're going to do the game that the members wanted, okay? So that's actually going to start up on Tuesday, and I'm excited for that, all right? And then Tuesday night, we're going to do Fable as a late stream. I know you're saying, wait a minute, Fable is a late stream. I thought it was a daytime stream. Well, the thing is now we're going to have multiple games to be playing during the daytime. Some games are going to have to be played at night, all right? And so that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Fable as a night stream every once in a while. It may be a daytime stream every once in a while, but for now it's going to be a night stream on Tuesday. Then Wednesday is my final streaming day of the week, and this is the day where you guys have some input, all right? So depending on what happens over the week, I'm either going to play more Final Fantasy VII or more Batman Arkham Asylum Remastered as the main stream on Wednesday. And then depending, again, on what happens over the week and what you guys want, I'm either going to do a session of Multiverses or Fable as the late stream on Wednesday. So two different games, or two different streams, I should say, excuse me, where you guys will kind of have some input. Let me know over the course of the week, would you prefer more Batman or more Final Fantasy? Would you prefer an extra helping of Multiverses in the middle of the week, or would you want more Fable? Like, I'd love to hear your feedback, and definitely as I play during the course of the week, I'll make the decision as well if I feel like. So sometimes I say, oh, this makes more sense, but obviously I need your feedback as well, okay? So that is the streaming week. I'm off on Thursday. Now, keep in mind a few special things going on, all right? First of all, we hit our members goal for the month of July relatively early on, okay? Okay. Relatively early on. And when we hit that, here's what happened. We unlocked a special event. Bloop. What's in DSP's closet? A fun marathon where for the entire day, we're going to be basically going through my closet. And you know, I was actually thinking about this yesterday. There's other things too. Like, for example, I have an ottoman over here that has old school joysticks that likely are no good anymore. We can look at those and maybe end up getting rid of a few of those. And then there's some bins over there as well that have older games and peripherals and things in them that probably I need to figure out. But anyway, this is going to be a special marathon event on Saturday, July 30th, where during the course of the day, we're going to relax and chill, and we're going to go through all the stuff here in the office and essentially figure out three things. Number one, is it something that I can use for my current setup? Is it something that maybe we could add to the background? Is it a piece of equipment that we can use or a game that, oh, maybe if we would like to play this as a future playthrough? That's the first option. Option number two, is this something that actually has some kind of monetary value that maybe I could take it to like a GameStop or somewhere and trade it in and get some value? I am not selling anything online. I will reiterate, I am not selling anything online. I'll reiterate, I am not selling anything online. I know I have to repeat myself a million times. I hate that I have to. But especially yesterday with Snow Carl asking 400 times, I am not selling anything online. All right? I have to avoid, any kind of bullshit on the internet. And as I've told you guys, because of all the trolling and the bullshit that happens to me on a daily basis, I know that people, if I tried to sell anything online, would try to find, if, oh, that must be Darkside Phil's account. Let's hit him with a ton of fake bids on eBay. Let's flag that auction or that posting with a bunch of false bullshit to troll him. It's not worth it. So there's absolutely positively no way that I'm selling any of this shit online. It's going to be a situation where, hey, can I actually get some credit somewhere in a physical store, like I said, like GameStop or something like that? Or the third option here would be throw stuff out. Because I'll be honest with you, there's a shitload of stuff in there to throw out. There's stuff all over my house to throw out. I know this. I have not actually cleaned this office fully. What I mean is, did I clean the carpets? Yes. Did I clean the dust? Yes. Did I rearrange a few times? Yes. But I've actually not deep cleaned the closet out, this stuff out in here since I moved here in 2014. It's been 8 years and I never went through all of my shit. Okay? Okay? So, that being said, this will be very interesting, to say the least, okay? So, I don't know what we're going to find. We might find cool collectibles. We might find games that you guys want me to play, right? We might find a ton of shit. We might find absolutely nothing. I don't know what we're going to find. We're going to find out live together, all right? And that's part of the, I think, the interest of this event. Also, I am going to be doing a live episode of Feasting with the King. And what we'll do is we'll start to talk about that later on in the week, probably right before I go on break, because you guys will be voting for the cuisine for Feasting with the King when I come back.
Well, guys, we got food talk, and that means one thing. We finally got one fucking bingo. We've got 20 out of 25, but it took that long to get one bingo just because of the fucking placement of all the ones that were and weren't ticked. We've actually got so many green on this fucking board, but it just worked out that we had such a, just the way that lined up, you know. We are so close to a full card, but that's one so far. Right, I'm going to 1.25 speed to try and catch up on live, but as one bingo so far, guys, we are close. We are actually close to getting a full house. It's quite possible. Phil is getting more and more triggered, getting more salty about this, you know. He's got his own members asking about confronting the mobile game and stuff. Even his own members are saying, gang, we need to talk about this. So this is quite possibly going to happen. Right, I'm going 1.25 speed to catch up, and fingers crossed we get more bingos, maybe even a full house. He may have a bit of a meltdown for all we know. Who knows?
Back from break on Friday, so basically you'll have all day Friday to vote, and that'll determine what we order on Saturday, okay? Okay. So, that's this Saturday's fun event. I hope you guys will join me for that. Now, we do have one other possibility for an event as a reward in this month. However, we haven't qualified for it yet, okay? When we hit the tier 1 members goal for the month, people said, Phil, make a tier 2 members goal because now you have the rest of the month and we want something to work towards. Okay, so I did. It will help if I can point towards it. I made a tier 2 members goal of 585 members, okay? We actually got pretty close. I think at one point we were like 557, so we were less than 30 away. Like, wow, we're getting really close. Then what ended up happening was a lot of memberships expired or lapsed that were gifted, and so we dropped all the way down to like 510. And I do want to give a special shout out. AJ was here yesterday, and AJ gifted like 30 or 40 memberships. And because of that, it jumped us all the way back up to 544, okay? So now we actually have a possibility that in the next week we could actually hit this, right? So if we hit 585 concurrent memberships by the end of this month, which is basically 1 week left to do so, we are locking in to the next React event. As you know, in the last several months, I've started doing React events to various different topics. This time around, after having done React events to gameplay stuff and then doing a React event to the Rob Gavigan YouTube channel, we're now in a situation where people are like, can you do a little bit more dramatic stuff again? We like that. I mean, fair enough. At this point, it's been a break since I did it. So the options are as follows. Option number 1, I react to the original This Is How You Don't Play video from over a decade ago. I believe it's for Metal Gear Solid 2. I believe it's quite lengthy, so it'll probably take me a while to get through it. I'm actually curious what's in it because I've only ever seen excerpts of it. No exaggeration, I've never watched the whole video. I've only seen a piece here, a piece there, and I've never actually watched it in its entirety. Okay? So, there you have it. That could be exciting. But also, I have obtained permission from various different YouTube channels to react to their content, and 2 channels that I have permission. Number 1 would be the Frederick Knudsen channel, where I could react to any of his Down the Rabbit Hole videos, documentaries. He's got many on there of different kinds of content creators and other people on the internet who are well known, and people have expressed interest in me maybe reacting to one of those again. Or, there's another person who does documentaries on YouTube called June the King. He actually did a follow-up documentary on Wings of Redemption after the end of the first one that we watched months ago, but other stuff as well is on that channel. Alright, so there's all these different, things that are possible, all right? There's all these different things that are possible, and I don't know what you guys would like to see most. I'm down for any of those. They all sound kind of interesting. But to lock into that event, we got to hit the members goal for the month, and there's only 1 week left. So if you're not a member yet, consider it. All these crazy benefits that you get, including highlighted name in chat, not having to abide by the slow mode rules of the chat, getting a chat crown badge to show how long you've been a supporter, access to all of my emotes, and by the way, everything I just described not only applies to stream chat, but all the comments of my videos as well, where you'll be able to have all those features in comments as well, okay? But in addition to that, when there's special events going on, the members get priority. For example, I just did an episode of Ask the King where the majority of questions I answered were from channel members. And then also, there was the whole Viewer's Choice event. The whole reason we're playing Batman Arkham Asylum this week is because the members nominated and voted for it, you see? So the members basically get a ton of features for being a member. If you like this channel, if you like the content I put out, and you'd like to support it in a way other than, say, a direct contribution, you want to help out others, gifting memberships is an option here on the channel, and it's a way to help out not only, you know, the channel itself, but people around you as well who are watching, just like you. So maybe you want to consider gifting some memberships to people on the channel as well. All right? All this stuff is great. Thank you in advance to anyone who becomes a member, gifts a membership, and let's see if we can make that happen. Okay? Outside of that, you know, before we get to shout-outs and we get to Q&A and all of that, I just want to say, guys, thank you. Obviously, we have an annoying troll element here today. You know, this happens from time to time. We get annoying-ass trolls who come in and try to derail the stream, and we got a bunch of assholes today, and the moderators are doing their best, and I'm doing our best to handle it. Quick reminder, the best way, the absolute best way to handle trolling is to not pay attention to it. You see it's happening, whatever. Ignore it and move on, and we'll do our best to handle it. You don't have to publicly address it. Even me just doing this is kind of too much, but I just want to say it up front. You know when trolling is happening. It's stupidity. You just ignore it. We take care of it. It's fine, and we just have a good stream together. I apologize it even happens, but again, quite frankly, it's much better here than it ever was on Twitch. On Twitch, it was almost uncontrollable. Even us trying really hard on Twitch, people found ways around it. Here, yeah, sometimes people can find ways around it, but we've got a lot of control over it, which is a good thing, okay? All right. One final thing, because Joe Man actually just reminded me of it. We're currently at 199,000 subscribers to DSP Gaming. All right. And I want to give credit where credit is due. Kagome yesterday had a good idea and said, you know, it's going to take you a little bit to hit 200K, which it is. It's probably going to take me a few more months. I don't think I'm going to hit 200K soon. We just hit 199. So likely it's going to take me a few more months, especially with new releases coming out, to hit 200K subs. But once we hit 200K subs, I'm feeling like we could do a bunch of celebratory stuff. One of the things that we can do is possibly go back and take a look at some of the oldest playthroughs I ever did. Back in the day, 14 years ago. I'm talking things that weren't even full playthroughs, like Star Wars The Force Unleashed, the first game, or Mercenaries 2, or Fable 2, or other things. Because what I would do, all right, is look back and look at those original playthroughs that I did, the oldest content I ever put out, and look at those and say, what are some things that maybe I never replayed or never redid that would be fun to just jump back into them for, you know, I'm not saying I'm necessarily going to do full playthroughs, but just to kind of jump back in and do like blast from the past kind of stuff as kind of a milestone celebration. I think that would be kind of neat, especially because, like I said, some of the earlier stuff I did, I never went back and redid at all in the modern era. True, Saints Row 2, that's a good one, Senior Slidman. Yeah, Saints Row 2, I only did highlights. I never actually did a playthrough of the game. I just did highlights of it. But of course, there'd be other things we'll do as well. And what I would like to say is, let's begin the discussion, the dialogue around when because at this point it's an inevitability. Like, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And the question is, how long will it take for me to get another 1,000 subscribers? It's probably going to take a while, okay? But once the new releases start to hit later on, you know, this year, I feel like we're going to have enough interest that people will come to the channel, subscribe to see the new release playthroughs and whatever. And likely maybe by the end of the year, we'll actually hit the 200K. And then we got to talk about how do we celebrate it. And that's what I'm interested in. I'm interested in seeing how can we celebrate this cool milestone. So any other ideas, I'm open. I'm open to ideas of anything that you guys want to suggest that we could do to celebrate. Holy crap. Squirrel just gifted 50 memberships. Shout out to Wonder McThunder, Black Lady Walking, Incoherent Octopus, Butters, Thriller 2700, Jerry, Brian Burkett, Filbert, Thack Mild, Souk Medic, Mustache NC, The End Is Near, Baby Oil Beatdown, Alberto, Mighty Pete, Exotic Gaming, Tyler, Tommy Nook, a name I can't read, Sub Silver, Faldrin, JL, Nathan Wong, Shrapnel Cannon, Jason, John R, Life at the Outpost, Vincy Valentine. I can't even read them all. There's so many scrolling on the screen, I can't read them all. I'll try to jump back in. Hatebreed 896, Straw Hat Man, Carl 7700, Daz, Dante C, Stacy, Elias, Elliot Brown, KO, Mets Jets. Oh my God. Mark McCauley got one. Liam got one. Holy shit. And then scroll to the super chats. I think we hit the goal, folks. It's very possible we just did. Thank you so much, Squirrel. That is insane. A 50 membership bomb. That's the biggest one we've had so far. 50 in one go. I don't think we've ever had 50 in one go. We had 20 a couple of times. We never had 50. Whew, man. So if that's the case, which I will, it looks like it froze now. I don't know if all 50 people got them or not. Hold on. See, I knew this was going to happen. What happens is when there's a membership bomb like that, sadly, it doesn't work properly in Streamlabs anymore. Like, I can't see everyone who got one. I wish I could shout them all out. I did my best to read them out of the chat, but they don't all show up in Streamlabs, so I can't actually shout them all out, which sucks. I'd like to give everyone a shout out who just got one. First of all, if you got one, thanks Squirrel, because Squirrel's the person who just did a 50-member bomb on the channel. All right? Now, let's see how many we got. A ton of people just got them. Let's see how many memberships we're at. I hope, I mean, at this point, I think we might have hit the goal. Unless we dropped a ton this morning. I think we've hit it. Wow, wait a minute. I'm not exaggerating. According to YouTube, I only have 564. Now, I don't know if that's because there weren't enough people to accept the gifted memberships. Like when the way gifted memberships work on YouTube is that you have to opt in to get it. Okay. And if you don't opt in, basically that membership, I guess, doesn't count. Yeah. So according to this, we're only at 564. That's what it said. I mean, I'll wait. I'll check again in a little bit. I'll check again in a little bit. But it also, there's a... Kagome says, mine expired. So what might have happened is there might have actually been a sub bomb a month ago, and it expired during this pre-stream, and then this new sub bomb came in, so the net growth is about 20 members. You see what I'm saying? Like, there were a 20-member bomb last month, and then, or excuse me, a 30-member bomb last month that expired today, and that's how Kagome just lost their membership, you see? Or it could be that, yeah, that there aren't enough people to accept all those gifted memberships. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. At the exact time, well, Planet Fitness, maybe not the exact time, but think about it. When would have been the most likely time that someone would gift memberships to the channel? When I'm doing the pre-stream, right? I'm doing the podcast, someone's generous, boom, they drop a big member bomb. Especially if you remember last month, at the very end of the month is when we did get a couple member bombs to hit all the goals, so we could do the special things for last month. Remember the marathon and everything? So I actually, yeah, it's kind of likely. That's how we hit the Rob Gavigan member goal. So maybe it is. I think today this might have been the actual exact 1 month. Let me refresh, because like I said, I'm going to keep looking. Let me keep looking. I don't want to shortchange this. I want to obviously update properly and give credit. If we hit the member goal, I want to do it. I want to do the event, you know. Let me check again. According to this, we're at 564. That's what it says. I'm refreshing. Well, I could check again later, but that's what it's telling me, 564. So, excuse me. I mean, the good news is, yes, obviously that was incredibly helpful. Thank you, Squirrel. And we did get a good jump of over, I think it was over 20 members. But yeah, we're still a little short. Email says he did a 50-member bomb in the beginning of the month. Thank you, Email. You're right. You did. So it's a tie. The most members we ever had as a bomb is 50. So it was Email at the beginning of the month and Squirrel here at the end of the month, tied for 50 members. That's the most we've ever had on YouTube, at least. So thank you guys for that. Is that what you think that's what it is? We don't have enough people opting in? I don't know, though. How many people... Is there anyone... All right, let me ask this. Is there anyone opted in to a gifted membership that didn't get one? Because if that's the case, then we did have 50 people accept. My problem is, sadly, I can't see exactly how many people accepted. There's no way to do that. Okay, Anara says, I am opted in and I didn't get one. Scallop Potato says, I'm opted in, I didn't get one. Okay. Sadly, I wish I could help you guys with knowing how to opt in. I don't. I don't know how the whole thing works. For me, like when I log into the chat, there's a glitch that tells me to opt in. Obviously, I can't opt into a membership for my own channel, but sometimes it even pops up for me. Okay. Yeah. Oh, it definitely is. Skull Potato says the members gifting system is somehow behind the ball on Twitch. How'd they manage that? Because the whole system's different. Here, the chat room isn't even a chat room. The chat room is a running comments system on a video. It's not even an interactive chat. So without having an interactive chat, you can't have the features they have over on Twitch. And until they change that, it'll always be behind the ball. Yeah, sucks. So... For now, it says 560. I will check again later. I figure give it a little while. Maybe give it a half an hour. We'll check again and see if that's updated. Maybe there will be more and it just didn't settle yet. But for now, it says 560. But hey, Squirrel, thank you so much. I mean, that's ginormously helpful to the channel. But there is a chance that sadly there was like a 30-member bomb that expired today. I mean, Kagome says he did just lose his membership. So it could be that. Like I said, I remember at the end of June, we were trying to hit the goal to do the Rob Gavigan React event. And there was a bunch of 20-member bombs. Or excuse me, like big member bombs at the end of June. Well, now Squirrel just gifted more memberships. Congratulations to Only Cold Beer, Seal, Sean Reed, Perns Beats, Big Bubba Bernstein, Ultravolt, Scallop Potatoes, Ice Machine, Protusum Zone, Twice Stan, Mung Flaps, Jason Laszlo, Hybrid, One Button Dash, Susupri, Anafe, Big Boss, Susie Sims, Ethan Pinder, Craig N, Cameron L. Is that 20? Okay. So so what that tells us, there was a 20 member bomb that expired today. Okay, now let's check again. Thank you so much, Squirrel, being insanely nice to everyone here today, including myself, obviously, but you guys too. Everyone, please thank Squirrel. Thank you so much, Squirrel, for the support of DSP Gaming. Let's take a look at what we're at now. Refresh. Okay. We're only at 515. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We're at 584 members. We are 1 member short from hitting the tier 2 members goal for the month. 584. I know you guys freaked out. You thought I was being serious for a second there. 584, guys. We're 1 away. A single membership away. So, at this point, you have to think it's going to happen. I would be absolutely positively shocked if we did not hit the tier 2 members goal for the month. And by the way, there will not be a tier 2 members goal. This is it for this month. After this, we'll think about what we want to do for next month. Okay? Holy moly. Email just gifted 5 memberships. Wow. Squirrel just gifted 5 memberships. Kaido, 6, Ryan, Ugly Ginger 12, The Red Prince, Ayanut Stansu, Miami Smallman, Joseph McClellan, This Justin, Brink 2. Congratulations to all of you on the gifted memberships. And thank you, Email, and thank you, Squirrel, for the gifted memberships. No, I did not insult the looks of that ginger. His name was Ugly Ginger. Stop that right now. Okay, now...
I just want to highlight the fact, Phil was literally calling it, he said it'd be a miracle if he got this fucking goal hit. He was literally calling it a miracle. He was begging his fans hard to fucking make this happen, which is fucking not unusual for Phil, I know, but it's just he was literally comparing it to like a divine intervention of him hitting this fucking goal, and lo and behold, it's another soccer, you know, about a soccer account that comes through with a massive gifting whale and memberships. But guys, think of the massive drop off. There's going to be like, it's like 60 odd from earlier on this month or something, and there's another 70 odd, 80 odd actually from today. That's 80 today. 80 today. He's going to lose over 100 members in August at some point. It cannot be sustainable. He's going to raise the goals again and again, thinking it's sustainable and reachable. His next 2 goals probably are going to be like fucking, you know, close to 700 probably. You're about 650, 700, I can imagine. But then he's going to fucking lose 100 subs all of a sudden and be very close to being below 500 again. But he wants 650. I fucking love it. I fucking love it, man.
Now, let's take a look. Holy shit. Can we do it? We're at 594 members. Yes! 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 Woo! We did it. We hit it, finally. That was some work, but we did it, and thank you again. Thank you, Squirrel. Thank you, Email, and of course, thank you to anyone else who became a member this month or gifted memberships this month. You know, yesterday, AJ dropped like 40 or something like that, which is greatly appreciated. So that means, indeed, we have locked into the next React event. When will the next React event be? Within the first 2 weeks of August. I'm thinking we have a special event this Saturday, so not this Saturday. We don't want to do another one right away, so I would say probably around mid-August. By the way, there's almost no new releases whatsoever in the month of August. It's an incredibly slow month for games. So it would absolutely make sense to around mid-August to do this event. Actually, it's the third week of August when a bunch of new releases come out, including Saints Row, Midnight Fight Express, Pac-Man World Repack, and other stuff. So, yeah, let's do it around the middle. In fact, how about this? Why don't we just do it ahead of time? So this Saturday, the 30th, is What's in Phil's Closet event. Okay. Saturday, August 6th, no, nothing. Let's do it on Saturday, August 13th. What do you guys think about that? How do you feel about that? Saturday, August 13th, we'll do a special React event. Or do you want to do the 20th? We could do either. Either the 13th or the 20th would work. Let's talk it out then. Let's talk it out over the next week or two. So either Saturday, August 13th.
He was using his phone there. I'm taking phone stuff. He was using his phone. I don't know if you could see it in the video properly, guys, but he had his phone. He was looking at his calendar on his phone. He just put it away. I seen it on video there. I've got a full screen like stream at my end as a full window. He used his phone, so I'm taking phone stuff. I'm counting his phone. See, I was totally ambiguous with it because I knew he wouldn't react really to WWE Champions stuff. At least I had a good feeling he wasn't going to react to it. But there we go. We have another bingo because that's the whole middle column for phone stuff. So fucking Yaldi. I really want to tick Hateful Slurs. We've been very close to Hateful Slurs, but I don't know if we're going to get it now. He's been very borderline with it. By talking about how shitty Twitch is not shit, and he was dissing Snow Carl for it and for annoying him. He's been very borderline close to Hateful Slurs, and some people have been asking me to tick it off. But the fact of the matter is, I don't think there's a general consensus. Some people are saying it's not. Update on that DSP gaming thread. Phil said ugly ginger. Technically you're right. It's a guy's username, but that is technically a slur. I'm going to let chat decide. Chat, do I tick Hateful Slurs for somebody being called ugly ginger? And Phil literally saying it is technically it's a hateful slur, even though it's a guy's username. And Phil did say it. So should I tick it? I'm letting chat decide. One person said, so VLX said count it. Clyde Dial says nah. Dashi wants it. Geiler says nah. Username shouldn't count. It's because Cloud. Andrew says it's a stretch. It's a username though. Okay. We can't agree, so I'm not ticking it. Okay, that's the general consensus. If we can never agree, I'm not going to do it. So that's it. So we'll continue on. I'm playing at 1.25 speed. And yeah, I'm not optimistic of him being hateful because he's in clown mode right now. I'll be very surprised if he fucking gets hateful all of a sudden.
13th or Saturday, August 20th, we will do a special event. The next React event, and what will happen is soon, probably in August, we'll start having you guys vote on what you want to see me react to. Fair enough? Okay. Cool. 2 thumbs up on that. Thank you guys so much for the support today. Much appreciated. That being said, I think we need to get to shout-outs. It's almost 12:30. Holy shit. DSP reacts to watching squirrel videos. There you go. By the way, we're at 594 members. The most we've ever had was 634. I think it was 634, and that was, I think, a month ago. So we're relatively close to the record that we've ever had here on DSP Gaming. But the goal was, that was what the goal was, because we were trying to kind of get back to where we were. There you go. Okay. Shout-outs. So obviously, ginormous shout-out to Squirrel. An email this morning for all the gifted memberships. Let's see here. So, Folivora did a super chat and said, keep up the good work. I'm a new fan. Thank you, Folivora, for the super chat. And by the way, I think my thing glitched. It did. Because I actually think there was more than this. Shit. Yeah, so it looks like Habib Gaming re-upped his membership this morning. Thank you for that. And then Folivora became a member and then also did the super chat. Thank you for that. Ugly Sonic did a super chat saying, it's a shame that you can't gift memberships on mobile. Yeah, you can't. From what I'm to understand, you can only gift memberships on desktop computers right now. Obviously, that's something that likely in the long term they'd like to change or whatever. But yeah, right now, that is it. You cannot actually gift memberships on a mobile device. There's a lot of stuff you can't do on mobile YouTube. It's very limited. Thank you for the super chat there, Ugly Sonic. Captain DCW re-upped his membership saying he caught COVID. That sucks. He has super supporter, by the way. Thank you for the higher level of support. He says he'll be hanging out here for a few days because he doesn't feel well. He's under the weather. He's stuck at home. I was literally at the beginning of today's Level 1 podcast. Captain, I was just saying to you guys, you're not the only one. There's a bunch of people who've been telling me they got COVID in like the last 2 days, and people from all over the world. We're not just talking, in the US, someone from Australia, someone from Singapore. Everyone's like, yeah, we all got COVID. Like, wow. It's like, whatever this new strain is, must be fucking crazy that everyone's getting it. So everyone out there, please be safe. Do what you need to do to stay healthy if you can. So obviously it's not totally your fault if you get sick, but I don't want to hear, so many people getting sick. It sucks. It's terrible. I hope you feel better, Captain DCW, and, thanks for chilling with us on the streams. Okay. After that, it also looks like Joe Man re-upped his membership. He said, big ups Phil, almost 200K subs. That's right. And we talked about that. Thank you, Squirrel, for those membership bombs. And thank you, Email, for the membership bomb. Okay, that covers everything. Because what happens is when you guys drop those membership bombs, it completely screws up my Streamlabs queue. And I can't actually see everything to give shout outs, so I had to look at my YouTube page. Okay. All right. So, hold on a second here. On the tip side of things, I think we have 2 tips to shout out today. We've got an anonymous tipper who tipped $5. They said, both Stray and As Dusk Falls playthroughs were so damn fun and entertaining. You had great commentary, and the stream chat was hilarious, especially during As Dusk Falls. I love your content so much, and you'll always be my favorite YouTuber. That was something very nice to say. Thank you to the anonymous tipper. I really appreciate that very, very much. Thank you, and to the anonymous tipper for a $5 tip and the very kind words. I was happy to have the content broken up. You know what I'm saying? I was very happy to have that not all be retro stuff, although I'm happy to jump back into the retro stuff this week. And Miko Fire tipped $1.50 and says, thank you for the stream, Phil. You are welcome. Thank you for the tip. Okay. So, we covered everything. Right? I think wow. Is that literally perfect timing? We just finished the Level 1 podcast exactly at the right time to end, do a quick break for me to use the restroom, and jump into Fable again. Wow. Don't ask me how that works. Portuzo Zone says, did you address the Level 1 podcast stuff by chance? Are you talking about what I talked about yesterday? That the trolls are essentially trying to say that someone has a trademark on Level 1 podcast or whatever? First of all right. In a nutshell, should I cover it again very briefly? Yeah, so I don't know if any of this has any merit of anything truthful or not. Trolls are trying to start something against me and basically say, oh, see, he renamed his show to the Level 1 podcast, but there's already a podcast out there called Level 1 Podcast, therefore he's violating someone's rights, okay? This is all wrong. Number one, I'm not violating anyone's copyright rights because I haven't stolen any copyright content at all. It's all my original content, okay? They have no grounds to stand on copyright. Trademark-wise, I looked into it. There is no podcast called the Level 1 Podcast that's trademarked. It doesn't exist. I did a trademark search before I ever renamed the show, and there's no The Level 1 Podcast. There's no Level 1 Podcast. Nothing is trademarked. So if they say there is, good for them. It's not, per the trademark office, there's no trademark of that name. That's number one, okay? Number two, my show is called The Level 1 Podcast, and it's a show that has to do with gaming, of video games, and me and my personal streams and content. It has nothing to do with any other streams. There, at one point, over 2 years ago, there was a show called Level 1 Podcast that dealt with tabletop gaming. You know, like those games where you have those little physical things you do on a tabletop, or, you know, kind of like simulation RPG stuff. And that show ended in January 2020, and they rebranded to be a completely different show. And it has been defunct since then. Okay? So there is absolutely no leg to stand on for anything they're saying legally. They don't know what they're talking about. They're literally making up shit to try to cause drama on the internet that has absolutely positively nothing to do with anything. Okay? Even if someone were trying to trademark the name, it takes a ridiculously long time. It takes a lot of money to do it. And then you have to establish precedent that no one else is out there basically doing what you're doing. Which they probably couldn't do because they would search and say, oh, look, Level 1 Podcast already exists. You see? So, no, nothing they're saying is any truth. It's bullshit. And I don't know why. It seems like every day now someone's bringing it up. It's complete nonsense. Okay? It is. It's complete bullshit. It's nonsense. It has nothing to do with anything. You don't have to pay attention to it. It's just white noise, just like everything else that they all say and do. It's white noise. You can ignore it. Fair enough? Okay, thank you. All right, guys. Thank you for a great episode of the Level 1 Podcast. I hope you enjoyed the show. As always, thank you. I'm ecstatic that we hit the members goal for the month. This was great. Now we can lock into our next special event. I'm so excited. Thank you all, and stay chill. Stay healthy. Until next time. Awesome. Okay. Excuse me. So, let us switch over and get ready. I am going to take a brief break to use the restroom. Very brief. It's not going to be a long break or anything. I also want to see my wife still here. She's going to work. I want to say goodbye to her before she leaves. We're good. I think we're actually right where we need to be. Let me just change the webcam to the correct resolution. There we go. It looks too big. Oh, shit. Now I think it was right and I screwed it up. I think that's where it needs to be for Fable as well. All right. Let's take a brief break. We'll be back in a few minutes, and then we'll jump back into Fable. Thank you, guys. I'll see you in just a bit.
What's up, everyone?
Yeah, fuck the music. I'm not going to tolerate that. Yeah, so the bingo's not over yet, guys. Just pointing out and making that clear. The bingo is not over. We're back to live and Phil's still waiting break. And you can see for yourself the, this chat and what they're talking about. And look at this, James Bertrand is a member. And he's talking about Why is he wanting to block that guy? He wants... Oh, Greg. Well, he didn't delete his message, he just retracted it.
Right now, for the next week, I'm literally strapped for cash. The only money I'll have is tips coming in on the streams. And that, by the way, I have to raise money to pay 2 big bills next week. All my utilities are due next week. So now in the next few days, I have to raise money to pay my utilities. And then, you know, see what I mean? Like, this is how it is for me. Yet these shitheads out there want to fucking fuck with me behind the scenes, ruin all kinds of financial shit for me. Then on top of that, make stuff up to try to make me sound like a terrible person on the internet.
To make money, I have to pay Ben bills. You know, I have to pay Ben bills. I have to pay Ben bills. I have to
pay my taxes, pay my back taxes. I have to pay my mortgage, pay my internet bill.
I have to pay Ben bills. I have to pay Ben bills, bitch. Pay Ben
taxes.
I have to pay Ben bills, bitch.
Day to day, tips to tips, to pay bills and things. Eventually things will get better. But kind of stuck right now with how things are. That's why I'm trying to make money. I have to pay Ben bills. You know, I have to pay Ben bills. I have to pay Ben bills. I have to pay Ben
taxes. Bills. I have to pay Ben bills.
I have to. If you want to sit here and you want to pretend like you're holier than thou, I'm better than those content creators, man. Because I have a job where I work 9 to 5 and I bust my ass at my job and I earn a paycheck, man. And then I come home. See, I'm not on the internet begging for money all day, man. See, I'm better than them, man. No, you're not any better. Everyone's the same. No one's better than anybody else. Get your ass out there and fucking work, bitch.
Why do I say I'm not?
Aye, as I was, we're just waiting for Phil to get back a second. Sure, the game's still going, by the way, the game is still going. But yeah, I don't know why some people are surprised that Phil's not addressed it. There was a small chance Phil was going to address it, but Phil would gain absolutely nothing from addressing it. And if he was going to address it, all I would say is that everything they're saying is a lie. You know, we weren't going to get some admission of truth or anything. There's no way Phil could possibly admit anything's accurate and true. All he can do is ignore it and hope it goes away. That's all he can do. And yeah, some of his chat as well. Some of his chat don't fucking care. He literally have people in his chat that have absolutely no problem with what Phil spends their money on. Phil's back.
Guys, I'm back. All right, guys, I'm back. We're going to get started in just a moment. I'm trying to get Jasper to actually come in here. Because he can come in here today, but he's kind of like running around the house insanely like, he's going crazy. He's like bouncing off the walls. So, anyway, looks like Peter Box did a super chat. He says, first, what? I don't even know what this means. I don't know if this is attempted to be insulting or not. I don't even know how to respond to it. It's a super chat that's like talking about pandas and cats, and I don't know what that's a reference to, so I'm just gonna say, gee, thanks, whatever. I don't get it. Also, I got a $1.50 tip from an anonymous tipper saying, here's some change that I found in my couch. Thank you to the $1.50 tipper. Now, obviously, guys, I am not going to complain whatsoever today, because we just got a ridiculous amount of memberships gifted to the channel that's going to help so much in the long term. But remember that we do have rewards in place for tips. If we raise certain milestones, $50, it's Gunner Glasses. $100, it's a hat of your choice. At $150, it's a vest of your choice. It's all up to you guys. Any support in any way is great. Right now, if you're on the stream and enjoying it, please give it a like. The like helps the channel a lot for engagement purposes. It allows more people to find DSP Gaming and enjoy the content. It lets things show up in related content, etc. I would appreciate any likes you could give to the stream. It helps a ton, okay? So thank you in advance to anyone who engages this content in any way today, okay?
No, he's not said
you think
something
it's a
good.
negative reference? People are saying they think it's a negative reference, so I should ban the guy. Except, like, you guys gotta understand something. Hi, Jasper. So much is said negatively about me every day. I just don't, like, it's just, I'm completely desensitized to it at this point. Really, like, you're guys like, oh, you see? A panda and a cat and this and that. It's like, so I guess, oh, I see. So what you're saying is I think about it in a negative way. So a panda would have been my ex-girlfriend, Panda Lee. A cat would be my wife, Catherine, right? And so now you say, oh, okay, I get it. So he's a troll is what you're saying. Okay, so now I have to waste my time and I have to scroll up to find the guy. See how tiring this is? I have to go here and say, okay, hide user on this channel. You're banned. Ha ha ha. Lean in manual ban. Ha ha ha.
I'm counting this as hateful source.
Ha, wow. Big hoopla deal, right? Big hoopla deal. I don't care about this shit. I don't. I just want to play Fable and chill with you guys. I don't care about this nonsense. It's so stupid. It really is incredibly dumb. It's so stupid. All right. All right, let's get booted up here. Remember, we're in the arena, which we did like, it's loud. Shit. We gotta lower it. It's too loud. Almost blew my ears out here. If you remember, we're in the arena, but we didn't have time to finish it. So we have to redo the arena from the start, which is fine. We only did like maybe 5 to 10 minutes of it. It's not a huge deal. It is a little annoying. We gotta redo content though. Here we go. Jasper Kitty, what you up to, buddy? You excited for today? Jasper's excited he gets to be in the office again today. As you guys know, I wish that we had a more consistent schedule for Jasper to be on my streams. But as I've told you guys, his availability to be on a stream is directly dependent on, you know, my wife and when she works, because as you know, if he's in here, he wants the door to be open. If the door's open when I'm talking and doing commentary, it booms through the house. My wife is home. She doesn't want to hear my voice booming through the house all day. So when she's at work, he can come in here, and it's very frustrating because I would like to say, hey, Jasper will be here this day, and this day, every weekend. If you guys like Jasper Kitty to be a part of the streams, come on in there. I can't. Every week is different. Just, for example, this week, I thought my day off was going to be Wednesday, and then it got moved to Thursday, and I had to change the schedule. You see? Was Jasper as upset about the ending of Stray? I don't know if he was necessarily upset. He was in here for a lot of Stray, actually. I took pictures of him staring at the TV. What I did, I took a bunch of pictures. I'll probably share them with people over time. I realized I don't want to just, like, bomb the internet with all pictures of Jasper right away. That I'd like to maybe space it out a bit. So I'll probably put up some more pictures of him.
Nobody fucking cares, Phil. Nobody fucking cares.
Just in the last week, I think I put up, like, 3 or 4 pictures of him. So, however, a lot of people have desire or express desire to see more Jasper, and I will absolutely have more pictures of him. Can I pick him up? Yeah, he's right here. Jasper Kitty, you want to come over here? You want to see everyone? Jasper Kitty, come over here. Come on over here. People want to see you. Come here, Jasper.
Not bad at all. You've got a decent person.
He doesn't want to come over here. He's staring at me.
Pushing yourself up.
He's staring at me, but he absolutely will not come up here. This is the thing with Jasper. He's an autonomous cat. He does what he wants, and a lot of the times he wants to be a part of the action or whatever. Right now, he doesn't want to be a part of the action. Okay? Holy shit, what was that? Right? That was crazy. Okay. So we gotta do the whole freaking thing over again, but it is what it is. How do I... Wait a minute. I gotta remember how to play. It's been a week, right? Gotta heal. Okay. I'm gonna slowly regenerate all my stuff. I'm also gonna see if I can buy potions and stuff before we start again. Okay. What's up, Guts? How you doing, man? Jade, yes, insane amount of new members today, Jade, thanks to several member bombs on the pre-stream or level 1 podcast, as I call it now. I'm very happy about that, obviously, because we hit our goal, which is awesome, right? Okay, how is the volume, guys? I can't remember what level I need the volume to be for this game. I forgot completely. Does it sound all right? Let me walk around a little bit. And obviously, I gotta buy items if this guy sells them. I want to try to buy potions and stuff. But how does it sound?
Wow. Great to see.
It sounds extremely low.
Wonderful. Yeah. Oh,
How do you roll? I can't remember how to play. How do you roll?
I'm pleased
What did I just do? Huh? There's a vendor? I know you run with A. I forgot how to roll. Oh, right bumper. Okay. I haven't played it for a week, so I gotta freaking remember everything. It's too... Okay, it's too low. I'll up it a little bit more. There you go. Hopefully that's a little better. Okay. Yay! Enchantment! There's a reference. Okay. Hopefully it's a little better. I made it louder now. Do I read every email? Ice Machine, I try. Sadly, what I've actually heard is recently a lot of emails sadly get hit by spam filters because I get so many emails on a daily basis now that anyone who puts in like a link or anything to an email usually hits a spam filter, and then they tell me later, oh, I sent you an email and I got to search my spam, which is like a ridiculous amount of emails a day to even find anything. So it sucks. I do my best. I really do. I mean, obviously one of the better ways to reach me for something that's not private would be to just talk it out here like on a stream or whatever. But obviously if you have something to talk to me about behind the scenes, then yeah, email's the way to go, but I can't guarantee I see everyone. I do my best though. I do my absolute best. In particular, recently a lot of people sent me advice on PC builds. The whole last week, remember, on the Level 1 podcast we talked about PC builds. And so many people reached out and were like, here's what I think you should get. I appreciate that. I did read every one of those that I saw. I swear to you. I just couldn't respond to many of them because there were so many. There's dozens. X-Shooter. What's going on? How are you? He says, what's up? What's going on, man? I'm ready to start. If everyone is ready to start, I'm ready to start. It's going to be very grindy, though. All right, it's going to be a lot of grinding to get to this arena. I'm trying to get my HP to regenerate right now. I mean, me too, Scuff. Jake, he says, I'm excited for you to get an upgrade. The thing is, it's kind of a mixed bag because as much as I need the upgrade, absolutely, it's going to be a situation where I have to relearn a new setup and get everything working on it, which will probably take a while. A lot of people think it's going to be as simple as I plug it in and immediately I'm streaming at full capacity. I don't think it could be further from the truth. I think it's going to be a lot of work and maybe a whole day of missed streaming, if not multiple days of missed streaming. But obviously, I'm grateful that someone is willing to help get me upgraded because of the issues that I've been having recently with my setup. So we'll see what happens. Okay, anyway, we're ready to resume. Yay. Okay, here we go. Let's start. Ladies and gentlemen.
And that is the end of Bingo. Finally, it took a while to fucking get there. Sadly, we didn't get a full house. We got 22 out of 25. For some reason, he didn't say sound good, which baffles me. Are you seriously saying he didn't say sound good once in that? I refuse to believe that. What I'll do is check tomorrow. He may have said it. I'm pretty damn sure he didn't say Bills. Devin Hines, sorry. I don't count the break as him standing up. It feels cheap to count. He pretty much always fucking goes to the toilet anyway during a wee break when he ends the podcast and comes back. That feels cheap to fucking get it that way. But sometimes it's not unusual for him to stand up during the podcast and turn on the air conditioning or fucking grab a controller or fucking check out the closet or see Jasper. It's not too strange for him to stand up during a podcast. And which is why I've got it included in a card, but I never usually count him going on break as counting as that for Bingo. It feels a bit cheap to do it that way, even though it's a strong way. It's not unusual for it to happen, but I know it's not the strongest thing to happen either. But so that I'll say Sam's not standing up would have killed it, and so would Bills. He didn't say Bills at all. Snort's only free space. That is a deliberate, purposeful free space snort. That's on every single card, guaranteed. But yeah, he didn't say Bills either, so I didn't get a full compliment anyway of things. 22 out of 25 is still a very solid game though. And I hope people enjoy the stream. I'm going to end the stream with how I usually end it, which is going to Pixar Animation's channel and playing Contributions, which is just it's what I always fucking do. I love the goddamn tune so much. So, this is how I always fucking end the stream. So, Pixar Animations, Contributions. Thank you very much, guys, for coming. I do appreciate all the subscriptions, super chats, and you keeping me right in chat as well for the bingo cards and just making sure I wasn't screwing up, you know. I'll see you guys tomorrow for some more bingo. Hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. And, thank you once again, guys. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And yeah, I will catch you all tomorrow, hopefully. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, as I said. Peace out.
On September 14th, a pre-authorized payment of $16.51 from PayPal.
All right, Luna Mills has tipped me $1.30. It says, "I'm back. What's your favorite type of shower?" When you're showered in money. When you go outside, and all of a sudden, greenbacks start falling from the sky, and you raise your face up. You're like, oh, you start dancing. You go, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. All right, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but thank you for the first tip of the day. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Show me the money.
Free.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. And it's gone, just gone like that. In an instant, fucking gone.